Hello, everybody. Jake here, and welcome to the biggest video I've ever done, possibly. The most movies I've ever shown off, to be precise. I can't show you these. I guess I can. Let me pan this a little this way. I have this many movies, and then there's even more hiding over there. I have over 100 movies, 100 Steelbooks to be precise, that have came out this year alone. And I thought it'd be a fun experiment if I actually showed all of them off. So without further ado, I'm going to get started because I have no idea how long this video is going to be. I don't have them in any in particular order either, but I will be talking about like my 2 cents on each release that pops up. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. First up, Aquaman. This was a Walmart exclusive back when they made their Steelbook sets. This was one of the first ones in that lineup. And I gotta say, it looks nice. The new movie, can't even tell you the name of that movie. Something about a kingdom. The Lost Kingdom, I think. I do enjoy this movie. I like James Wan's approach to filmmaking, especially his horror stuff. Like when they went into the trench in this movie, a very, very, very fun time. So I will see the second one, hopefully in theaters. We'll see how it goes. I don't even know where to put all of these Steelbooks while I'm going through them. This might be a disaster, but thank you for going along for the ride. Next up, another one that came out just a couple of months ago, Violent Night. If you're watching this right now, this movie you can buy at Best Buy, $17.99, and I have to say, 1,000% worth it because they went the extra mile. They put embossing on this sucker on the title, which is phenomenal, and they made a border, so it's kind of like a Christmas greeting card almost. I love it. Here's the front and the back, and I'll show off the inside here. Oh, and if you can see on this inside, I saw this movie in theaters last year, and then I had the Blu-ray of this movie, and then I upgraded to the 4K Steelbook because I could not say no. I had a blast with this movie. It is a fun time. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 over on Letterboxd, and yeah, I've not watched it yet this year. There's only a week left until Christmas. Isn't that nuts? So yeah, here is Violent Night. Highly recommend. I'm also doing this video because every year I make my top 10 Steelbooks of the year, and I have a few that I know are going to make the list, but I have like 4 or 5 options to where like I'm not quite sure where these are going to land, and I'm trying to think of my own criteria here as well. So let's go through the thought process with me. I've never actually done this with other people before. And speaking of other people, there are people in the stream right now. Hey, looks like you've got a lot of Steelbooks. I have a ton of Steelbooks. Over 100 releases that came out this year. There were over 200 US Steelbooks that came out this year, which is absolutely nuts. 4K Steelbooks and more 4K Steelbooks. I got some Blu-rays in here too. How's it going, Collector Movie Man? Evening, folks. Hit that button while you are here. Yes, please hit the like button. If we're over on TikTok, I'm live on TikTok as well. Tap that screen, get as many people in here as possible. And I'm also going live right now on Instagram, which I've never done before, and I don't even know how to check. So if you're watching me on Instagram, thank you. We're in for a good time, I think. Let's see here. This is maybe my favorite episode. It just started, so hopefully it lives up to that hype you have. Do I know Dead Meat James? I don't. I do watch a lot of his Dead Meat episodes. I've listened to a couple episodes of his podcast too. I would I'd love to have him on Boutique Talk, my podcast. Maybe I'll reach out. That would be a very fun interview for sure. That steel is amazing. You had to buy 2 of Violent Night. Movie Hunter should be the one doing these streams. Actually, he has every single release that came out this year because he is a madman. Over 200 Steelbooks you bought. It's crazy. I still need to see that movie Violent Night. I highly recommend Violent Night. I think it's a very, very fun watch. Literal Steelbook heaven. Yes. What's not going to be heaven, what'll actually be purgatory is putting all of these back. Like it hurt my soul taking them all out of the collection. Like it's all organized. And now I knew I wanted to do this. It's just, it takes a lot of time. It really does. And it's probably going to take me double as much time to put them all back together. Oh my God, you're live on 3 different streams. I am. I'm trying it for the first time, so we'll see how it goes. I tried to throw Facebook in there too. It was being a little difficult. I think 3 for right now is good. Nice triple threat streams. Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. But okay, without further ado, I guess we'll go to this one. I never thought I'd own any of these in my collection. They look like garbage. Like this looks like a fridge magnet, and I've never liked the design of these. But $10 is $10. You know what I'm saying? $10 is $10. I That's the only way I would have gotten these. I didn't get all of them. I just got the movies that I didn't own on 4K because $10 for a 4K disc, you can't beat. You absolutely cannot beat. I'm going to open this up live. I have some in here that are still sealed. I'm not going to open up every single one because that would be insane. But ones that, you know, if this gets scratched, I'm not going to be butthurt about it at all. And honestly, if it gets scratched, it might add some character. Look at this thing. This thing is gross. It's nice that there's debossing right here. You couldn't even deboss the title of the movie. So they just, for this entire line, they knew they were going to have Disney 100 here. So like, let's just have this stand out, everybody. Whatever. That's so boring too. Just Andy's boot. At least that's debossed as well. It's not doing much. I've never seen a more sad debossing than I have on Woody's boot. That's just gross. And you know what? The new ones that I open up, how about I give away some digital codes? Does anybody want Toy Story? Toy Story? Here you go. We got 3 streams competing for it. We got YouTube. I'll show it there first. We got TikTok. I'll show it there next. And I guess Instagram is looking over on YouTube. So there that is. Hopefully somebody grabs it. Oh, I missed it. There we go. That reminds me of Taron Killam as that critic on SNL. Next! I'll do that every time. But did I even show the inside? I didn't. I love how Disney does put artwork on their discs. I think that looks amazing. And I love the inside artwork. The inside artwork is very good. It's just this is so boring. What it's housed in. And I understand what they were going for because I do have a couple of these DVD releases with the tins, but those are actual tins. This is a Steelbook, not the same concept, not the biggest fan. I'm going to throw that on the ground because if it gets scratched, it gets scratched, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to go like all over the board. All of these stacks are big, and I don't want any of them to fall, so maybe I'll just pull off of them evenly. On my latest episode of Boutique Talk, I interviewed the artist of this beauty, Z Shu, and it was a fun conversation. We talked for a little over an hour about her, just how she's been in the industry, what she had to do to get started, all of her different boutique label work that she's done. She's done this Steelbook, and she's done my favorite Steelbook that didn't come out this year, Ran. So yeah, I think this Steelbook is phenomenal. Again, I'll show off the front and the back here. This is a good. I don't want to take out all the discs because that would literally add more time to the stream, which will take forever as is. But again, I saw this one in theaters as well. The movie ticket is there. The inside artwork is very nice in this one, nice and clean. But yeah, the slips, man. The slips that Lionsgate does, that they started doing, and now other companies are like hopping on the bandwagon. I get it. I understand. But I will never forget that Lionsgate originated it. And if other people want to copy it, that's fine. It just adds more protection to the Steelbook. I will never be mad. I will never be mad at that. Since I showed off the 4K Steelbook, the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, I have to show off the Walmart Steelbook as well, because this is the one that I originally got, because I think that this artwork kind of encapsulates what the movie was to me a little bit more than the other one. I think I like this art style a little bit better than the 4K one. I don't know, just the oil paint aesthetic, I feel like matches John Wick to a T. I love this back artwork, 1000%. And this one also came with art cards, which is very cool. I'm not going to show off every single one, but the art cards on here are phenomenal. And man, seeing this second movie ticket makes me a little on the sad side. I used to go to movies a lot with my neighbor. He passed away earlier this year, and this was the last movie that I actually saw with him in theaters. So I'm kind of glad that I have 2 different Steelbooks for it. His movie ticket, my movie ticket. I'd always buy the movie tickets, and he would come, and it was a fun time. But yeah, that's just, sorry to get off topic, but yeah, just seeing that made me remember, and it's kind of nice to remember a good guy every now and again, you know. Next up, let's do every like 5-ish Steelbooks. I'll go back to comments because I don't want any to be forgotten, and I think that was the 5th comment there. So let's go here. Hey, Movies with Ryan, what's going on? I think I bought over 100 Steelbooks this year. Yeah. I want to say my number is like 106, 107. If anybody that's watching wants to keep track and let me know at the end, that would be great. Do I have the Arrow Video Steelbook for True Romance? That's in your top of your list right now. I do. That was one of my favorite releases a couple years ago when it came out. It came out a couple years ago in the UK, and that's the one that I got. Did Cars the movie get a Steelbook? Just asking. Yeah, I got one of those boring Disney 100 Steelbooks. It's had a few Steelbooks. Let's see here. Yes, I bought some Disney 100. No, it's not something to be proud of, Movie Hunter. Love your videos. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. I think I need a price adjustment on some of your 4K. It depends on when you bought them. I personally bought what was it? I bought the Scream Factory version of The Thing a week ago at $14.99 because I'm like $14.99. That's a really good price. And literally like 3 days later, the price got changed to $3.99. My favorite movie of all time, The Thing. I'm trying to own as many copies of that sucker as I possibly can. I have the Steelbook, but I don't have just the regular version. So I picked that one up because the artwork on that one also looks great. If you don't own The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing in your collection, go to Best Buy right now or the app. Get out of how you're watching this. Go on the app. John Carpenter's The Thing on Blu-ray, on Scream Factory Blu-ray, which is a phenomenal release. It's got a great documentary on it, a lot of cool special features for $3.99. Best deal all year. I'm telling you, that movie's so good. Movie Hunter, what's up, my man Jake? How's it going, man? Z followed me on Insta the moment you posted my question. Awesome, good to hear. Yeah, Z was a very fun interview for sure. And Infinite Character does a very good job at asking questions during the interview, which helps me out. If any of you want to go on a future stream and ask any of my guests questions, feel free to. Makes my job a little bit easier, for sure. And I have a good time hearing what you guys have to ask my guests, especially people in the industry. I'm always curious about that. Best Buy and Walmart versions of John Wick 4. I got both. I also got both. On Thursday, Witness, Boutique Talk Baby. Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, not Thursday. You got to be here to ask a question with Hux, Pop Culture Cafe. Should be a fun time. I watched Witness over the weekend. I won't tell you my thoughts, but the release was a solid one. I can't wait to talk to him about that. What's my opinion on Best Buy no longer selling physical media next year? It's sad. Ever since I've started collecting Steelbooks, I've bought them at Best Buy because that's been the place to go retail. And kind of when I first started and I was able to go Tuesday once they opened, there was like a tight-knit group of like 8 or 9 people, like 15 people total, but you usually see a good chunk of them meet up when the store opened, and you would talk about what releases you were going to get. Some people were there for Steelbooks, some people were there for just like new release 4Ks. It was a blast. And that was only like 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. I changed a job, so I haven't been able to meet up with that gang in a very long time. But I'm just gonna miss that. I hope Walmart gets something like that, but since they're kind of open 24/7, I don't know if that's gonna be the case. I love that Walmart is picking up the Steelbooks for 4K, for Blu-ray. They're picking up a lot of the slack that Best Buy left. I'm very interested to see how 2024 does for them. I'm hoping that everybody goes and buys their Steelbooks at Walmart because I think they are definitely. I think this year's going to be a big test to see how much further they go with Steelbooks, and I don't want to see the medium die. I want this thing to stay forever, you know. Walmart has a better looking Blu-ray Steelbook. I like the Blu-ray over the 4K, but they're both good looking for sure. That Wick steel kind of has the artwork like the newer Godfather steels a little bit. Yeah, I agree with you there, Movie Hunter. My first question should be the 4 favorite films noted. There you go. Hashtag Boutique Talk. That's a hashtag now. I like it. What are the 3 things you appreciate the most about the beauty of cinema? I mean, there's 3 modes you can go: the directing eye, the cinematography, and the acting. Those are the main 3 for me. There's no real order. That all changes every time I watch a movie. And I got my first super chat, everybody. This has never happened before. Thank you very much, Bailey. That's amazing. We don't get much physical media in Australia. We get probably a 10th of what gets released here. My favorite Steelbook of the year that you own is The Flash. Well, thank you very much, Bailey. That means a lot. Nobody has to do it, but I'm happy that I finally got one because I didn't think I would ever. So thank you very much. And because we have an Aussie watching, I got this in the mail today, added it to the stack. Cannot wait. I haven't done an unboxing video or anything for it, but I knew I was going to do this. Bailey, did you get your hands on the Talk to Me box set? Let's just keep on going back into the Steelbooks, folks. I absolutely love Umbrella Entertainment. I think they come out with the best box sets currently on the market worldwide. Doesn't matter if you're US, UK, Australia, anywhere. They come out with the best. And they've never, to my knowledge, they haven't done a Steelbook release before. And this beefy box set has a Steelbook inside of it. Let's get a look at this sucker. Oh my God, I am so excited. Because the Steelbook, is simplistic. It's the poster, but I think it looks great. Because it looks amazing because they embossed it. It's not hard. Embossing adds so much character and dimension to your releases. I like how simple this is. Gonna be honest, I wish there was something on the back, but the front is great and that feels good. I wish the hand was a little embossed too, but all of it is nice. All of it is phenomenal. On the inside here, you can see the picture right there and the 4K and Blu-ray up there as well. Very, very cool. Gosh, I will do an unboxing video, like a walkthrough of this release. It came with a book. All their books smell their books smell unique. They smell different. Australia does things different because the Arrow video ones don't smell like this. Any other I can't even explain what this smells like. Wholly unique to Australia. I'm speechless. I don't know why I even said that. Just the smell, like it's the first whiff. It's the first time I'm pulling this out. So it's just like, oh hey, we got that new book smell. We got that new release smell, folks. But yeah, check out an unboxing video of this sucker probably later this week, because next week is going to be all dedicated to my top 10 Steelbooks of the year. I'll come out with like 2 a day up until New Year's Eve. I think New Year's Eve is when I normally release those. But yeah, talk to me. Very, very cool release. Bailey, you did not have to do it again. I appreciate that, but don't feel obligated at all. Thank you. Showing support from Australia. Really wanted that Talk to Me set. It's $180 for me. Oh my gosh. I did not realize that. It's my favorite movie of the year, but costing a fortune. Absolutely agree with that. You should save your money. Don't send it to me. Save it up to get the release for yourself. How many? I think this is limited as well. This is 518 at a 2600. I don't know if they're sold out of this set or not, but this thing is a beaut. I absolutely love the packaging to this stuff for sure. But yeah, Bailey, thank you once again. What is my most and least favorite Steelbook? I'm trying to make that. Oh, you mean like ever or this year? I don't know. My tastes change all the time. The worst Steelbooks that I have are. Is it in reach? It is. One of my worst is this Minions. I hate this Minions. I hate how it's rounded. I love that it's embossed. I just hate the shape of it. I don't like how the Minion on here is a hippie. Just not a big fan of the Steelbook. My kids love Minions, but the discs always pop out on this sucker. I love this. So this is like my worst shaped Steelbook. I don't like this. Not for me. And then also, there were a bunch of Underworld cats. Thank you for following me on Instagram or on TikTok. I'm trying to get to 100,000 followers on TikTok by the end of the year. I'm at 96 now. I don't think it's going to happen. But if you are watching this and are not following me on TikTok, if you want to follow me over there, I would greatly appreciate it. The Underworld Steelbooks that came out 4 or 5 years ago, they just have the ugliest artwork to me. I don't like it at all, man. At all. I did get the Talk to Me hand, and I haven't unboxed that yet because I got the box today, literally 3.5 feet tall. Like, it was crazy, the height of this thing. I unboxed it all. I filmed an unboxing video of me, like, opening the mail like I do, but I was going to go live on here. So I'm like, crap, I can't open everything up here, make all the videos, because that's what I would normally do on a Monday. I like to like load up my releases. If I have a free night, I like to make like 6, 7, 8 posts that night because I don't have a lot of free time. I've got 2 kids. We've got busy schedules at work with their school stuff. It just never ends. So you got to kind of do work whenever you can, whenever those little windows happen. But yeah, I really wanted to do this stream, so let's keep on going with the stream. You know what I'm saying? Boutique, beautiful. It's sad when I saw Beautiful Talk, my brain went to Boutique Talk. Beautiful Talk to Me release. I agree that the back probably should have had all the names that were on the hand. That would have been a cool touch, Movie Hunter, for sure. I love doing this. I'm proud to say I quitted school because entertainment is my dream job, and you noticed me is really cool appreciation. Man, that takes some cojones. So good luck to you, Infinite Character. I hope everything goes well. Watched Evil Dead Rise for the first time today. It was epic. All I have to say is cheese grater. I wanted more from the cheese grater, if I'm being honest. It was on screen for like 10 seconds. And I wanted more. A lot of their advertising, a lot of their marketing was Evil Dead Rise, cheese grater. It's going on your skin. Watch out. How's this going to be? You got to watch the movie. And it's like barely in there. I wanted more. How's it going, Q? You helped motivate me to get more Steelbooks. You thank me, but your wallet doesn't. I totally understand that 1,000% for sure. But let's look at more Steelbooks because we're 20 minutes in and we're 6 Steelbooks in. That's not good time, I don't think. Let's go. Let's mix in. I have a stack of premiums. Actually, we just showed Talk to Me. I'll do some more premiums later. Here's a release that I was kind of floored by because I was not expecting to like this release as much as I did. And that release is Star Trek Strange New World Season 2. This thing is beefy. It might look like a normal Steelbook. It's a little thicker, and it is even more thick because of what was added to it. This is the first wide release that I can think of off the top of my head that comes with magnets. It comes with not only one, like every release that I have, every premium release that comes with these magnets only come with one magnet. This sucker, oh gosh, there's the that's how you don't scratch your Steelbooks. This one comes with 4 magnets. Isn't that crazy? I've never seen Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Paramount was nice enough to send this my way. But if I was a Star Trek fan, or if you have one in your life, I think this is a great release, especially if you're a fan of the show. It comes with a poster of like the most famous episode that came out this season, their musical episode, Subspace Rhapsody. This release makes me want to watch this show, and I haven't seen a lot of Star Trek content in my life. So if you can convert me, not being the biggest Star Trek fan, if you are a fan of this show or you know anybody that's a fan of this show, it would make the perfect gift. This blew me away. I was floored when I saw this release. Very, very cool. And yeah, just 4 Steelbook or 4 magnets. 4 magnets on a Steelbook. I would have been happy with 1. I think everybody would have been happy with 1. But 4? Paramount, you crazy. Okay. Got to make stack number 2 really fast. Let's do a Sony Pictures release. Let's go with Godzilla. Right now, Godzilla Minus One is a big hit, but back in the 90s or 2000, when did this come out? Like 99, I think? 95? 98. Back in 98, advertising for Roland Emmerich's Godzilla was everywhere. I remember Taco Bell had like some cups. Like marketing was through the roof on this sucker. I have not seen this movie since I was like 15. But I do kind of want to rewatch it. Roland Emmerich is a very fun time. And yeah, watching this movie in 4K is going to be the best way to possibly watch it. It's not going to fix the CGI. It's just not. But I do want to see it. I really do. I want to watch it again because it's been, God, 15 years. That's crazy. Mill Creek Entertainment has I think they only came out with 2 Steelbooks this year, but both of them have been phenomenal. You can find these at Walmart. I'm not going to take this one out of the Malco Protector. They're also they're sponsoring me a little bit, which is crazy to say. If you go to malcoprotector.com and use my code SteelbookObsessed, you save 10% if you want protectors for yourself on these Steelbooks. I wanted to protect this sucker because I love it. I can't believe A, Lords of Dogtown got a Steelbook release, and B, that this release looks so dang good. If you've never seen this movie, it's a very fun skateboarding watch. Heath Ledger is in this movie, and he's phenomenal in it. And I can't believe he's not in any single piece of this Steelbook. That's the only downfall for me. But Emil Hirsch is great in this. I can't remember that dude's name, but he's like the most memorable part of this movie for me. Yeah, it's very, very strong watch. Would recommend this, especially like a blind buy. This is a perfect blind buy movie. I think the majority of people who watch it will enjoy it. Let's do another Lionsgate here. I haven't taken from this stack at all, and I don't want things to drop. But let's do Ender's Game. Yes, I like Ender's Game, and I feel like that's a hot take, which is weird. I think it's a hot take because of the person who wrote the book. God, 3-word name. It's escaping me. That's terrible. I had it, and then I didn't have it. But the movie, I think, is pretty strong. God, that's going to drive me nuts. Francis Scott Key, or I cannot remember his name. That is terrible. But yeah, Here is Ender's Game. Steelbook is very, very nice. Here's the inside. Yeah, like I said, I've seen this once. Did enjoy it. Don't have a lot to say about it because it's been a hot minute, but I do remember enjoying it. Ender's Game. Now let's go with... Should I do back-to-back Lionsgate? I feel like anytime you have Orson Scott Card, thank you very much, Rev, over on TikTok. That was driving me bonkers. Thank you very much. What's a Steelbook? A Steelbook is the best packaging known to man. Your normal Blu-ray just comes in a blue case like this. Steelbooks, like this next release, The Wicker Man, they are so much more. This is a work of art. This is Fantastic Four, just a throwaway movie. This is The Wicker Man, a movie that's 10 times better than Fantastic Four, but also is just like art to have in your collection. It looks phenomenal. This sucker blew me away, and this is in contention for my top 10 releases of the year. I love this movie. I love how Lionsgate is coming out with this to kind of put it back out into the masses. Hopefully more people recognize the brilliance of this movie. It's such a fun movie, such a unique movie too. There's musical elements, which I was not expecting when I watched it, but it just adds to the creepiness factor in here. They made this movie 4K. I want to say for the first time ever. I don't think there was another 4K release. There might have been overseas. Don't you can correct me, but I'm kind of correcting myself by saying I guess I don't know. But I know in the US, this is the first 4K release. If you haven't seen The Wicker Man, pick this up. This is a blind buy that I think 8 out of 10 people who see Wicker Man will end up enjoying the crap out of it. Wicker Man's good. Let's see here. Let's do a Disney. Well, I guess we've talked to Disney, but we haven't talked to Marvel. Here is WandaVision. I made a unboxing video of this one already. And again, it's in a Malco protector. I don't really want to get that out because that just adds time to the stream. But out of this and, hey, here's another one. Out of this and Loki, here are two, back to back. The Marvel Steelbooks, number one, when this was released. Let's make this like a year in review as well. Steelbook 2023 end of year review. When these were released, this blew up my social media feed. Everyone was so excited to have Marvel, to have Disney Plus shows, to have Mandalorian on physical media, and let alone 4K options. All of them are Steelbooks as well. You could either have the Blu-ray Steelbook or the 4K Steelbook. I wish the artwork would have changed a little bit between Blu-ray and 4K, but at least they all came out, and that's all I wanted. I made sure that I would get both of them. I like this. I think I like this show better, but I like this Steelbook release better just because this Steelbook does a better job at encapsulating the show more in the Steelbook sense. Here, I have the J card in here. You can kind of see a little bit there on the inside. Minor spoilers for WandaVision. If you haven't seen it yet, you're probably not going to watch it. It has like the Malcolm in the Middle 2000s era with their family component right there. It's got some color stuff in here, but then it also has like black and white being ripped apart by like the real world stuff going on here. Very, very cool release. Loki is good too, and I have this copy still sealed. I have another version of Loki that's already opened up because Disney was nice enough to send me 2 copies. So yeah, this Steelbook is good. It just didn't floor me as much as I wanted it to. Again, I like the show quite a bit, even though I haven't watched season 2 because I'm a little marveled out. But this Steelbook release, season 1 was a very fun ride, and I really did enjoy the Steelbook for this sucker. It comes with cool art cards. So does the WandaVision one. And yeah, just cool to have this on my shelf. MCU completist. Okay, we showed off a couple very cool releases that I'm glad finally got physical media releases. Here is one that I knew was going to get a Steelbook release, but I'm kind of glad that they continued in the line that's been out for over 5 years now. That's Fast X. They kept the spines. They kept the numbered spines, which is very cool for a completionist. I don't even know if you can see them right here. All of the Fast and Furious Steelbooks right there. And just the fact that all of them can sit on the shelf. look nice in uniform. Does my heart good. Does a collector's heart good. There's the front and the back. Even though they've been out for 5 years, for better or for worse, this line always never had inside artwork on there. I wish they would add it now, but at least they're being consistent, so you can kind of throw away the non-artwork on the inside, I guess. But yeah, Fast X. I liked the movie. Was fun. A lot better than 9. A lot better than 9 and 8 to me. I wasn't a fan of 9 and 8. But speaking of 9, I am humbled enough to have a partnership with Film Arena, which is very crazy. I don't know how that happened, but that means I have some premium Steelbooks to show you guys as well. Here is what number is this? Number 169 in the line. This is Fast and Furious 9. Got some nice embossing on the slipcover even. The Steelbook is not the one that came out in the States. It's the one that came out overseas. I want to say like Germany, Europe area. Steelbook is great. I just don't need to open this because I already have an open 4K Steelbook of it. But it's very nice to have this in the collection, as always. Comes with some art cards, a booklet. Some of the premiums I will show you and open up. Since this is still sealed, I'm not going to. But yeah, still very cool. I like this more. I like the artwork on this more than the Steelbook, even though it comes in the same line. It's just nice to have stuff that pops on the shelf too, you know? Consistency and pops. I like a lot of things when it comes to collecting. Those are two different ones. Those are two things. Two things, everybody. Let's start going back to the questions, the comments over here. Everybody on TikTok, I'm not going to do like a show and tell part today. I'm just showing off all the Steelbooks I got this year. I already showed that one. It looked like a scrape on the knee as the injury of the cheese grater scene. Yeah. I wanted more. I wanted it to last more than 10 seconds. Never seen anything Star Wars before. I've seen the J.J. Abrams Star Wars or Star Treks. Sorry, Star Treks, not Star Wars. Jesus Christ. Star Treks. And I've seen, I think that's it. I haven't even seen Beyond. And I haven't seen any of the old ones, any of the Next Generation stuff. I need to. It's just, that seems like a commitment. It seems like I need to have like a free month to catch up on everything Star Trek related. What's a Steelbook? I'm kind of done. I think I showed that off. You're not dumb. It's just different packaging, and I didn't know what a Steelbook was until 2013, and then I did, and I collect the crap out of them. But I think I already did a pretty good explanation a little bit earlier. Walmart has a Top Gun Maverick release with a lenticular magnet as well. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, that's like the first time in a while that a wide release came with magnets. Another Paramount, though. Paramount did the Star Trek as well. More Paramount releases. If you want to put magnets on there, I'm all in for it. And I guess, what? Do you think one lenticular magnet would equal 4 regular matte magnets? Maybe. Have I seen Wonka yet? No, but I love Paul King as a director. Paddington 1 and 2 are phenomenal. Even if you don't have kids, you will enjoy the crap out of Paddington. So I know I need to see Wonka. And I love Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, not so much. The Tim Burton-y stuff, for me, didn't work. But I love the 70s Willy Wonka. And this seems more of that vibe. So I will go see it. Any announcement on Minus One getting a Steelbook? It's not out in cinemas in Australia. That stinks, Bailey. Personally, I haven't heard of it. I know that the movie over in the States has made $35 million and is not being like promoted at all. It's all based on like word of mouth. It's made more in the US than it's made in Japan, which is absolutely crazy in my opinion. But hopefully it gets a Steelbook. I think with the amount of hype surrounding it, they might do more of a larger home media push than they were expecting, I guess, anticipating at first. Same with Doctor Who. That box set would be a fantastic gift for a Doctor Who fan like me. Okay, very good. That's another series that I haven't seen. Death Stranding is coming to theaters. A24, you rock. Yes, they're making the movie rights. Hideo Kojima has signed on to help like build the movie. I didn't play the game. I watched some like playthroughs of the game. That game looks absolutely nuts. I know they're making a second game. Maybe the second game will come out when the movie comes out. We shall see. Tom Baker was my doctor. Love them all, though. Very cool. Ender's Game is underrated. I love it. Next to the Tron Legacy, that's my double feature. Man, that is a time period. 2010, 2011. I still remember seeing Tron Legacy in theaters, having my mind blown. The graphics there looked phenomenal. I'm nervous to go back to it, too. I know that Jeff Bridges, the younger version of him, didn't look the best, and I'm assuming it's only aged worse. Do I have a link for that Steelbook protector cases that you use? Go to malcoprotectors.com, I think is what it is, with an S, and just use my discount code. Yeah, something like that. Peter Capaldi was a very inspirational final words. Spoilers, infinite character. I think. I don't know. The most gory scene in Evil Dead Rise, in my opinion, was the scalp scene. That was a pretty good one. Yeah. I wanted more grading, I guess. I'm a sicko. More grading for me, please. Hello, Steelbook Obsessed. I'm back. And Scott Pilgrim. I like Scott Pilgrim. It's a good one. One of my favorite Edgar Wright, for sure. Very, very good. One of my favorite movies of the 2010s, I would even say. One of my top 10 movies of the 2010s. Justin, thank you for the follow over on TikTok. But let's start going back to Steelbook stuff. I'm going to have to get through a lot of Lionsgate, which is a good thing, but I'm front loading a lot of that goodness. So I'm hoping you're okay with that. Here is one that came out April? Sometime before like the middle of the year. That's Crank. Very fun movie. Fun, stupid, dumb, fun Crank. I love the Steelbook though. I'm hoping that this one sold well. I have no idea if it did or not, but I'm really hoping it did because while I think this movie is dumb fun, Crank High Voltage, oh my God. that movie is 10 times as dumb, and I love every second of it. There's the front and back of Crank. Artwork on here. I don't know who did it. I'm sorry, but it's phenomenal. The artwork on this thing just freaking pops. The inside is so neon candy colored. Looks great. Absolutely love every ounce of this sucker. For sure. Will it be in my top 10? It's in contention. I will say it's in contention. Next up, let's go with let's do a Disney. Let's do another Disney. We did a Marvel. Now let's do, I guess this is another Marvel. Marvel movie that I actually liked this year. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This Steelbook is another showstopper. I like how they use the Guardians emblem and have everybody inside of it. There's a close-up of it right there. You can kind of see what the back and inside look like as well. Again, original artwork on the discs. Just a nice looking release. And a good movie. That's always nice to have in your collection. Good movies that look good in their packaging. Nice 1-2 punch there. Next, let's do a Paramount release, shall we? This is a movie to a franchise that I love. My favorite ongoing franchise right now. Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Part 1. Which the Part 1 part probably isn't going to age that well because I think they dropped the Part 1. I think they dropped the Part 1 they're going to drop Part 2 from the marketing. They might name it something completely different because this one didn't do that well in the box office. It's a fun movie. It's definitely not as good as what 4, 5, and 6 were, but it's still fun. Like this scene right here, if you've played Uncharted 2, you've seen like the final scene of this movie. It's them running on a train that's falling off a cliff. It's the best. It's so much fun. Yeah, and I love the spy espionage aspect of this entire franchise. Just the action spectacle set pieces. It was nice 1 through 5 having different directors every time, but Christopher McQuarrie has really found his niche with Tom Cruise and him directing 5, 6, and 7, I guess. Yeah, it's been great. Can't say a bad thing about the Mission Impossible franchise. Here is a Steelbook that I should have put in a Malco protector, and I did not. But it's a very cool looking one. Cool Hand Luke. See what I did there? Cool looking one. Paul Newman. Very, very classic movie here. What we've got here is a failure to communicate. I kind of slipped in the J card because I wanted this whole thing to speak for itself, but I'll take this out, show you the inside here. Again, I could make this stream longer and take all the discs out. I don't really want to. I'm just giving you like an overview and also just kind of giving myself an overview like, hey, is this top 10 worthy? Cool Hand Luke might be. Definitely lower for sure, though. Not a bad release. Just it's not wowing me as much as I wanted to, you know? But one that did wow me, let's do this one. I have 5 different stacks that I'm looking at, so I'm trying to segue with the 5 movies that I have to pull. Here's one that a movie that has like the bleakest ending ever, and I absolutely love, and B came out on 4K in a format, like in a version of the movie that I haven't seen, and I haven't seen a lot of black and white 4K movies. But the next time I watch The Mist, it's going to be that black and white version because I feel like it's going to add a lot to this film. The color doesn't do a lot in this movie regardless, but you watching this kind of seems like an old-timey movie to begin with. So just adding that black and white factor, I think it's going to add a bunch of just character to this movie. And speaking of character, Lionsgate knocks it out of the park again. They every single ounce of this release is just full of very cool artwork. We have the 4K in color, the 4K black and white, so the disc is black and white, and then the Blu-rays of each too. And I love how they didn't stack them on top of each other. They did a I don't know what you call this thing, but they have this thing in here. It's always fun. What is this? A divider? They have a divider in here. I think that's the word. Yeah, the releases. The artwork on here is great. And I should take the picture of the discs out because the images, you know what? I might on this one. I'll just do this so you can kind of see half of it. You just start seeing what they're looking at in this front view. Simple, but it works. I love simple aesthetics to my Steelbook releases. It doesn't take a lot to wow me. And this is definitely a wow. And again, the slipcover game is great. But I will say, although I love the slipcovers, I feel like if you're an average person looking for a movie and you just see this, you might be like, oh, I like The Mist, but that looks very basic. The goods are always on the inside and the artwork always looks great, but it's hidden from the slipcover. I wish when like they wrapped it, they would almost put a J card over it to kind of show you what the Steelbook looks like on the inside, like what Guardians did. It's a few ways down now, but Guardians shows you everything that's on the inside. I wish Lionsgate would do that because I think it would help sell their Steelbooks just a little bit more. And I want them to succeed as much as possible because Lionsgate is knocking it out of the park, brings some much needed originality to the physical media game. Just good stuff. Sorry, I got to take one more drink. But this next release, they stole the slipcover. They stole the slipcover game from Lionsgate, but kind of ran with it. Sometimes they don't do well. This one did pretty well. This one did pretty dang good. And this is Halloween. H2O, baby. A movie, if I'm being honest. Very middle of the road for Halloween. But this thing looks great. There is the slipcover, and here's the Steelbook, the artwork on this thing. And this is another, this came with a J card, which is very bizarre. You don't see a lot of that if it comes to the slipcover. But we take this off. I will show off every single piece. I'm like 90% sure this is going to be in my top 10 Steelbooks of the year. The artwork on this looks great. I own this movie already. I own this movie twice already. I own it on 4K and on Blu-ray on Scream Factory. But I saw this Steelbook and I was wowed. I was wowed by the artwork. I was wowed by the slipcover that was on it. I'm like, dang, you're trying to pull Lionsgate here, Paramount? You doing that? It only comes with the 4K, which is kind of unfortunate. That's another, speaking of 2023, that's when a lot of these companies, if you buy the 4K, they only pack the 4K disc in. I don't like that trend, and I don't think it's going to work out well for the companies either. Me personally, I own 2 4K players, but I have 5 TVs that have Blu-ray players. So if my wife and I want to watch something in our bedroom, that only has a Blu-ray player. So I wouldn't be able to watch this disc. And when you're a physical media collector, you want to watch your stuff on as many devices as you possibly can. So even though I would love to watch this in 4K on my OLED downstairs, That's not always the situation that we're at when everybody in your house wants to watch something. So I'm hoping that 2024 will kind of correct that trend. It kind of has with a couple of recent releases. Don't just package a 4K with a 4K disc, because I don't think it's gonna sell as well as you are hoping it might. I guess I'll say. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, because I want to say I'm in the minority there, but I might be crazy. Let me know. Speaking of crazy, here we go. This line, I think this line started this time last year in 2022, I want to say. Laika Studios comes out with amazing movies that look, I love claymation. That type of artwork will always get me. I want to say last year they came out with Coraline and Paranorman, my two of my favorite animated movies ever. I absolutely love them. I think Paranorman's a little bit better than Coraline, but I digress. Another one that is absolutely phenomenal, which I haven't cracked open yet, which is very surprising. I will watch this with my girls one of these days. Kubo and the Two Strings. We've seen Box Trolls, and we haven't seen Kubo and the Two Strings. And they love Box Trolls. Box Trolls is very mid. Kubo and the Two Strings is an event, people. If you've never seen this movie, this takes you on an adventure. Very, very cool stuff. Cannot wait to pop this 4K sucker open. Let's go into some comments again. It's been a minute, right? It's been a minute. The Scott Pilgrim you're talking about. Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, right? I am 6 episodes in. I think there's 8. It's a fun watch. It's definitely going places that I didn't think it would, and that's what's really keeping me going along for sure. Well, sorry to spoil you. Yeah, don't do that. I haven't seen Doctor Who. I'll probably forget your spoiler. Matt Smith is my doctor, and I think he's amazing. Very cool. I will say I haven't watched any Doctor Who, but I have watched the show Sex Education on Netflix, and the best friend character is now the new Doctor Who, and that fascinates me. That kind of makes me want to jump on the train, because I love his character in Sex Education. He was also in Barbie, and he didn't have a lot to say in Barbie, but he's definitely a presence. So I want to see where he takes Doctor Who for sure. This might be the first Doctor Who I ever watch. You just got the Crank Steelbook for your birthday a couple days ago. It is gorgeous. 1000% agree. Agree. Glad you had fun with the 11th Doctor. Yes, Guardian Steelbook might be your favorite. It just pops. It does pop, Bailey. 1000%. And now you guys, that was the last Steelbook you got in Australia. That's so sad. At least it's sad. They left it on a high note, but it sucks that you can't get any more releases. That's so unfortunate. I don't know what to say. I don't know why they're pulling out of Australia. It's so sad. Do I have the Raid 1 and 2? I have the Raid. I have both on Blu-ray. There's a Blu-ray Steelbook, but coming out January or February of next year, Sony's coming out with a 4K Steelbook of the Raid Redemption. Cannot wait. Cannot wait to have a reason to rewatch that movie. That movie is so fun. Yes, I cannot wait to dip my toes back into that pond again. You love Mission Impossible 7? It was fun. Oh, and do you mind if I update you with my last 4 watched every week? I mean, I don't care. That's fine with me. Yeah, that is his name. That's the name of the new doctor. Not even going to try to pronounce it, but there it is. I'm not going to... Oh, actually, in one of my podcasts where we talked about 12 Angry Men, I recasted every person in like a modern day telling, because I feel like they retell 12 Angry Men every 25 years or so, and it's been a while. I wanted him in the cast of 12 Angry Men. I think he would bring a lot of elements to the table for sure. You're not going to spoil it, but there's a character that shows up at the end of episode 8. Oh, okay. They bring different anime characters into the mix. That's very intriguing. I was 6 episodes in, and then I started watching Gen V, and then I just binged Gen V, and I haven't went back to Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. But I need to finish it before the end of the year is over. You a Dragon Ball fan? I'm not, unfortunately. I just haven't. Shows that take a lot of time, I'm probably not going to watch, like your Doctor Who's, your Dragon Balls, your Star Treks of the world. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to just watch the stuff that I want to watch now as is, let alone adding hundreds of hours of content to the mix. I know it's an Apple movie, but would die for Killers of a Flower Moon Steelbook. If I had to put money on it, it would get a Criterion release because Scorsese worked with them in the past with The Irishman for Netflix. I'd be okay with a 4K of that movie. I'd be okay with it being in Criterion. I think that might be a fun match. If Criterion wanted to step into the Steelbook realm, would not be mad. Yep, I'm not even going to attempt to say it. Nope, I'm going to butcher it. Doesn't matter if you spell every single syllable out for me like you just did. It's not going to go well. Not going to go well. Do I have any Johnny Depp films? I do. But right now, I'm showing off all of the Steelbooks. Let's continue to show off because I think just by spitballing, looks like I've done 20. And oh my God, I need to pick up the pace here. Here's one that I won't spend a lot of time on. Coco. I own a gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of time because anytime I can show off the beauty of the Blu-ray Coco Steelbook, I will. This thing is a work of art. This thing is a turd sandwich. This looks terrible, but I wanted Coco on 4K. I love this movie so much. My favorite movie of whenever year it came out, like 2018, I think. 2017, 2018. Something like that. I just needed this sucker on 4K. Now I have it. And next time I watch it is when I'll open it. Not spending any more time on you Disney 100s. Let's go to Warner Brothers. This is another Walmart exclusive. This is the Blu-ray. Again, sorry, just whenever I do this, it's me thinking like, hey, this is something I can kind of mix in the mix here. A talking point that was very popular this year. Best Buy would get a 4K Steelbook. Walmart would get a Blu-ray Steelbook. They would have different artwork for both of those Steelbooks. That hasn't happened before. And that was amazing to see because the collector had their own pick of the litter to say, hey, what retailer do I want to go to get the best looking Steelbook? Or hey, I don't care if this release is 4K or Blu-ray, I'm just going to get it. Here's one for Meg 2. Both Steelbooks looked amazing for this movie. This is the only one that I have. I only need one copy of Meg 2 in my life. From what I've heard, the movie is not great, and I haven't watched it yet. But I want to, because it's a giant shark with dinosaurs. How do you mess that up? You can't mess that up, right? You can't. But somehow it sounds like they did, and I don't understand. Ooh, okay. We did Warner Brothers. I have a few Steelbook box sets that I forgot I had. I'm just hoarding on the floor here. Let's show off this beauty. Ugh. And I don't want to drop it. Bom, 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 bom. Bom, bom, bom. Superman. 5 film collector set. Amazon exclusive. This thing looks great. This thing is amazing. I will show off, every single Steelbook. I won't open them. I'll just showcase them. I love how they use original poster art because that looks so striking. There is Superman 1. Here is Superman 2. Again, poster artwork. This one's a little weird because it has 2 cuts of the film. It's got Superman 2 and then Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut. It's weird how they did like a flip, like a 180 flip like this, but it's also fun to do on screen. I could watch this for a little bit. If you put this on a screensaver for 10 hours, I'd fall asleep to it. Very mesmerizing. Oh, but I do want to put it in this way. Excuse me, pardon me. I want to make sure the spines look nice when I put this back up for display. Superman 3, love having Richard Pryor on the artwork here. There's the back to this one. Here is Superman, the Quest for Peace. This is a piece of dookie, but it's still like a fun, like so bad it's good watch. I'll show the inside of some of them. It's just like a character photo. It's nothing to write home about. And then I won't open this because there's so many goodies on the inside, but they have a Steelbook just dedicated to physical goodies, which I thought was very cool. And I've never seen done before. Like it doesn't have a slot for the discs. It just has a whole bunch of physical goodies. And it's in the first Superman comic as a Steelbook. All in all, very cool release. When I'm making my end of list, should I put this as like an option? Because this would be high up. I don't know if that's fair. I don't know if like one Steelbook can kind of hold its head higher than a giant set like this. I've always been on the fence on like what I should do for that. Let me know what you think I should do in the comments. Let's do some more Lionsgate. Let's do a movie that, again, got lost to time, even though it's 5 years old, 6 years old. How old is this thing? This thing came out in 2005. So 15 years. Jesus Christ. I'm so old. I remember this coming out in theaters when I was in high school. Lord of War. Very, very fun movie here. It's got Nicolas Cage. It's got Jared Leto in like a normal Jared Leto performance. He usually likes to play the freaky deaky character. Not in this one. He's more of like the straight man in this one. I love how the slipcover is just shades. Very nice touch. The bullets over here cover up the rivers of blood. A movie that, hey, if it was just like a normal 4K, I probably wouldn't have picked up. But because it's on a gorgeous 4K Steelbook, heck yeah. If it was just a normal 4K, I would have been okay with my Blu-ray copy, if I'm being honest. But no, I did the upgrade. I love the way this sucker looks. I love how the discs look like bullets. Just, I don't know. Very, very cool release here. I could honestly make my top 10 of just Lionsgate Steelbooks, and I would be A-okay with that. But I'm going to try to put some different mixes into my top 10 list. I'd like to have some variety. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. One that won't make the list, but it's cool. Like, I'm not mad at it. And actually, the Steelbook might be cooler than the movie. Another Scream Factory title. I guess we showed off Shout Factory. Here's the first Scream Factory. Winnie the Pooh. Blood and Honey. This movie is, it's a movie. Barely. This has some fun moments in it, but it's dumb. It is like, it's long, and it's like 90 minutes long, but it feels like it's 2.5 hours just because there's not a lot that happens. The kills are fun. In a slasher, that's kind of what you want. I wish it had more to it. There's only 2 killers. Like, I was wanting a lot of people from the 100 Acre Woods. You only get Pooh and you get Piglet, but other than that, I want more. Maybe the sequel. They're making a sequel to this movie because this movie did so well in theaters, and it has so many physical media releases. Umbrella Entertainment came out with like a nice beefy children's book looking esque 4K set. This is just the Blu-ray. I'm okay with that. Right now, this is at Walmart for $15. I think the Steelbook alone is worth $15. Trying to get some of the glare off there. Sorry. But yeah, for $15, it's fine. It's going to look good on the shelf. Next time I rewatch this, I will be very intoxicated if friends are over. It's that type of movie. Let's see here. Let's do a Paramount. This was a continuation of a line, except this did the opposite of what Fast and Furious did. This did not continue with the trend. This decided to just have a giant highlight of a movie. Scream 3, The Red Incident, the Red Wedding, if you will, of the Scream physical media saga. Probably the worst movie in the franchise. I don't think that's a highly debated argument here. It's now going to be the one that stands out the most on your shelf. The Steelbook still looks great. I love how Ghostface is on the eyeball. You got the quote still on the back. Nothing wrong with that. You're not going anywhere, Sydney. And on the inside, very nice, very solid. But again, only a 4K. And Scream 1 and Scream 2 had 4Ks and Blu-rays. Don't like to see that, Paramount. I really don't. I don't hate the red. It's a black Steelbook is a dime a dozen. A red Steelbook at least pops a little bit, you know? I just made if you follow me on Instagram, I did just make I posted a candy cane stack that I made of Steelbooks. This would have looked great in that. Maybe I'll do a new version here soon. We'll see. I'll go over this one really fast. I won't even introduce it. A movie that I guess I will introduce. I've introduced a lot of these. The first movie I had a fun time with. I saw it in 4DX, so I got like some smells. The seats moved. It was a fun time. Didn't see this in theaters. Just saw it on 4K. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. One of my least favorite movies of the year. Was not a fan of this one at all. It made a very fun character that was in the first one of Shazam into a very boring character with a lot going on, but not a lot to say. Just wasn't a fan of this movie. Next. Less than a minute on that Steelbook. I like it. Ooh. I'm excited about this one. I have to. This one got on the stack. I got to take it out of its packaging because I'm showing this one off. This is exciting, folks. The first of its kind released in the US. I think that there have been a couple of these released in the UK. I hope they come out with more of these personally. It's a new line of Steelbooks, an offshoot of Steelbooks called Fabellos. This is Sleepy Hollow. This thing is immaculate. It doesn't look like a Steelbook even on the spine. Trying to find a Steelbook to show you. Here's what a normal Steelbook looks like. Here's what a Fabello looks like. And I absolutely love it. And you might be saying, like, why does it look like that? What's a Fabello? I don't know what Fabello means. I really don't. But it comes with a booklet inside of it. Right there. Where's the disc gun? Must be upstairs. But yeah, Sleepy Hollow comes with the story of Sleepy Hollow, which is very cool to see. Right here, you can tell it's called a Fabello right there. And yeah, this thing just looks amazing. I needed this in my collection because I want to, like, this is the first of its kind in the US, and I needed to have this. I don't know how much it's going for now. It's sold out very, very quickly. I'm hoping they do a second pressing of it. Yeah, just Sleepy Hollow. Very, very good release. And I want more in 2024. I think that if like Disney got their hands on these and started re-releasing Marvel movies with like a comic book inside of it, that would be very cool. Or back in the day, Disney used to have those Target exclusives, which had like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and then they would have the kids book of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs on the inside as a retailer exclusive. If they did that in a Fabello, yeah, that would be wonderful. I would absolutely love to see something like that. Let's get to some more comments though. Let's do Killers is getting an Italian 4K release and Steelbook. Ooh, I need to see that. I don't look at a lot of like foreign releases. I should, but I don't. And I need to do that because Killers of the Flower Moon, I bet that Steelbook looks phenomenal. Doctor Who is having a rebrand this Christmas. Yeah, yes. A great place to jump in. I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I want to put that much of a commitment in, but I should at least watch the first episode, you know? Walmart and Best Buy for the last time will share a 4K Steelbook this week. The Exorcist, yes. And both of those Steelbooks look great. And for the first time this year, they both had 4Ks to show off, which is very cool. I wish all of them had dueling 4Ks, but at least they did once, you know? They also had a Criterion release for Netflix's Pinocchio. Yeah, they're coming out with that soon. Did that already come out? I need to add that next time because it wasn't out yet for this Criterion sale in November. I would have picked that up. I love that movie, man. Ben, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Cool. Christopher Reeve will always be remembered as Superman the OG. Absolutely. Never seen a single Superman movie. You shouldn't feel ashamed, Bailey. It's absolutely fine. I would probably say like the 70s ones are hard to get back into, especially if you're someone younger. They feel timeless, but also like haven't aged as well. I guess they're still fine, but I think I prefer Man of Steel more than any of the Christopher Reeve movies, and I'm not a big Zack Snyder fan either. I enjoyed Man of Steel. Sorry, if I just continuously talk, I will lose my voice in the morning. Gotta get a drink every now and again. Is Superman Returns in that set? It's not. It's just the Christopher Reeve stuff. Don't be Bailey. It's never too late to catch up on the classics. Just, yeah. I mean, I feel like in a lot of online communities, people are always being like, I can't believe you haven't seen that. Why you watch that movie? You only have so much time in the day to watch things. Watch what you want to watch. And the older you get, the more time you have to kind of catch up on things. Like there's still a lot of movies that I haven't seen. Schindler's List that I know I need to. I don't know if I'm ever going to be in the mood to watch that movie. I just need to watch it. Love that Superman set. I grabbed 2 sets, then bought 2 extra outer library cases from a reseller. Oh my gosh, you went all out, movie hunter. Dear God. Gonna use that extra case to customize for another 5 movie set. Which one? I would love to see your custom process. I've always been too nervous to do that myself. So I would love to see what your thinking is on that. Or like maybe make a video, movie hunter. Start doing that type of stuff. What is your current most anticipated film of 2024? I would have to look at a list off the top of my head. I'm terrible with this. You say Deadpool 3. That'll be a fun one for sure. I'd have to look at the list, man. Sorry. What is the one Steelbook you regret buying? I showed some off. That Minions one is pretty dumb. Stop Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey hate. It's fine. Like, it's not as bad as people say. The blood and gore and kills are fun. It's just, I don't know. I wanted more, and like the illustrations at the beginning just looked like a rough draft of what should be in a movie. I want to say on Letterboxd I gave it a 2 out of 5. I wouldn't recommend it to a lot of people, but it's fun to watch the kills in the movie. Do I have a Blue Beetle Steelbook? I don't. I did just watch that movie over the weekend. Like I said, I'm trying to watch as many 2023 releases as I can before the end of the year, and that was one that I could watch with the kids. It was fun enough. Your average run-of-the-mill superhero flick. For your next viewing, Cornetto trilogy, yes. I love World's End. I love Hot Fuzz. I love Shaun of the Dead. Good stuff. How's it going, Alex? Next week, Alex. He's going to be on my podcast, Boutique Talk, and I guess I'll talk about what we're going to talk about because it kind of is apropos to what we're talking about now. We're going to talk about Steelbook sets. Specifically, we'll deep dive into the Harry Potter Steelbook set, which is phenomenal. Let's see if I can pan up here to kind of show off. It's going to be right there. That sucker right there. But all of these up here, I'm going to do a little show and tell. I have like 8 or 9 Steelbook sets that I will show off. If Alex has a lot, he will show them off too. We'll just gush about our love of Steelbook sets because they look so cool. And there's a lot of different varieties. Like, once I get done with all of these, I'll show off another Steelbook set. How about that? Hey, Alex the Legend. Hey, Movie Hunter. God, I really want that Sleepy Hollow Steelbook. It is a good. I'm sorry you missed out on it too, Alex. It is a very good. Doctor Who's your favorite show of all time? I need to watch it, I know. Would you say this is one of the best years for Steelbooks? Yes. I mean, just the amount of Steelbooks that came out this year. I cannot think of one that beats it. We had over 200 Steelbook releases this year. That's nuts. That is crazy. I have over 100 of them, and I barely broke 50%. Like, that is absolutely insane to me. Insane in the best way, you know? There's this one guy who has made a 30-minute video of all the copies of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World he has. I have like 8. I could stretch that out into 30 minutes, but I love Scott Pilgrim. It's the best. I have 32 movies to watch in 12 days. Yeah, I know. I think I have like 12, and I'm not going to watch all of them because this is what I do with my January. December is for Christmas movies, for holiday movies to get you in that vibe. I'll cram some 2023 movies when I can, but January is a dry month. It's just, there's not a lot of new movie releases. So that's when I like to catch up on the 2023 movies, and I won't put my best of list out until the end of January. So that's when I do my catch up. So there's no pressure, Bailey. No pressure at all. What is the one movie franchise I have multiple Steelbooks of? I own 8 different versions of Scott Pilgrim, like I said, and 8 different versions of John Carpenter's The Thing. I love both those movies, so I will get any type of physical media release of those as I possibly can. What's the movie I can't stand watching? There's a movie called Future World that is abysmal. It stars James Franco and Mila Jovovich. It's in like a post-apocalyptic world, and it's terrible. It's absolutely god-awful. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Okay, but I promised Steelbook sets. Here is another Steelbook set that's different, and I still like it. Like, Steelbook sets are great, But here is another one for Transformers. And like I said, two different versions. Here's one that like shows off the spines and has like a nice foam metal case. This one is like a nice hard cardboard. And you open it up, kind of shows the Transformers logo, shows some other stuff. And then we have the Steelbook releases in here. I won't show off every single one of these Steelbooks. I'll show off the first one. It's just different Transformers on every single one. This is a fine set. The new movie Rise of the Beast isn't in this set, unfortunately, because they came out with this before that movie was even released in theaters, trying to kind of hype up the franchise one more time. But this is a nice looking set. I don't know how much it's going for right now, but I'll talk more about it next week on the podcast for sure. What else? Let's do some more Lionsgate. Lionsgate came out with so many Steelbooks this year, and they're all phenomenal. Here's one for a movie that I saw with my wife in theaters. Had a fun time with it. Nobody talked about it. This release came out for Warm Bodies. Still nobody talked about it. I'm not a big rom-com guy, but this is a fun time. This is a very entertaining watch. For sure. Artwork on here, again, phenomenal stuff. On the inside, we have some records for the discs. I love when a disc has artwork on it that kind of resembles what you can do on like a round disc. The bullets for Lord of War, the vinyl for this. It just has a picture of Teresa Palmer. Is that her name, right? And God, Beast. What is his name? Nicholas Hoult. Yes, Nicholas Hoult right there. Yeah, a good movie. And the heart is on the slipcover. I don't know. I like it. Very strong release. Probably not top 10 worthy in my opinion, but still a nice piece out of the collection. I wish every Steelbook had the amount of originality that Lionsgate Steelbooks do. You know? It's a good. Speaking of good, one of my favorite movies of the year so far is definitely this one. And I knew I had to have it on Steelbook because I wanted to see how the sucker popped in 4K. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This movie is great. The first one is my favorite superhero movie of all time. This one is great. It's not as good as the first one in my opinion. Still very, very strong. And maybe with rewatches, it will go higher on the list for me. But right now, this is like at number 4, number 5 of the year. Very, very strong movie. And again, it's in a protector. I don't want to show it off yet. This might be top 10 worthy though. And there were 2 different Steelbooks for this. Best Buy had the 4K. Walmart had the Blu-ray. I like the Blu-ray Steelbook too, but yeah, had to have this sucker in 4K for sure. We talked about Steelbooks already. This entire stream. We talked about Star Trek Steelbooks already. We talked about Star Trek TV show Steelbooks already. Here's another show we haven't talked about yet. I've heard good things. Strange New Worlds, I've heard literally nothing about. Star Trek Picard, I've heard phenomenal things about. If you like the Next Generation stuff, this is like a continuation of that show. They made a Steelbook for the final season of Star Trek Picard. Again, not a big fan of the Star Trek franchise. I'm not saying I'm not a big fan. I'm just saying I haven't watched a lot of it. Yeah, there's the inside. This is just like, I'll take one of the discs out. It's just like a round table of all the OG TNG characters. And yeah, I'm assuming if you're a fan of the show, this is a good release, but I just don't have a lot to say on the matter. Just a Steelbook that came out this year that Paramount was nice enough to send to me. So I will show off once again. Let's go another Mill Creek. I told you that they came out with 2 Steelbook releases this year. One was Lords of Dogtown. This next one is a remake, or not a remake, a prequel to my favorite movie of all time. And that is The Thing. And even though I have not seen this yet, I'm nervous to watch this because I've heard very mixed things about it. And I don't want to tarnish my love of my favorite movie of all time. I know I just need to bite the bullet and watch this. I said I'd watch it in October. I didn't watch it in October. Sorry about that. But this Steelbook release, oh my God. This Steelbook release is amazing. Amazing. Look at the artwork on this sucker. Spoilers, this will be in my top 10 of the year. Because this, from front to back to inside to everything, is just an amazing release. Inside there, I don't know where it's going to be in my top 10, but it's definitely like when I thought of releases this year, this popped in my head. And I love that Mill Creek is coming out with Steelbooks like this. They came out with one that came out last year, Street Fighter. That was also a very good looking Steelbook. Mill Creek, please make more of these. Because every time you make a Steelbook, they look gorgeous. They look so good, man. The Thing Steelbook sold out so quick. I did not realize it sold out that quick. It makes sense that it sold out that quick. There's even like good stuff on the spine. We even got like the poster artwork on the spine. It just looks so good. There we go. It's got like the building on. Oh, it's so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Here, we talked about Transformers already. You bought the Transformers 6 movie set. You don't have the complete set. Here's Transformers Rise of the Beasts movie that came out this year. I thought it was okay. A lot of people were like praising this movie quite a bit. It's fine. It's a fine Steelbook, or it's a fine movie. Has there been a really good Transformers movie? I don't think so. The first one is fun, but is still like not great. And I'm not a big fan of the Transformers franchise. It's fine. It's dumb, fun, and sometimes you need that. Some people like to have robots turn into cars. I like to have family. I like to have family drive cars. That's my dumb fun. But all of it is fun. Let's do another premium set. It's been a minute. It's been a hot second. And if I include premiums, like this is going to be in the conversation for sure. I just don't know like if I should. Help me out here, Movie Hunter. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Jesus. This box set is so beefy and gorgeous, and you can see like the texture pops on this sucker. This is number 108 out of 750. And while I won't open up all of them, I do just kind of want to show you the amazingness that is Film Arena, because they put out phenomenal releases. You can see just how glossy this sucker is. Feels good on the hands. You flip it over here. 2 different premium Steelbooks. This is called a full box because it has every single release of, or every single edition of this movie that they released. Here, oh Jesus, here is, there we go. Here is lenticular number 1. And you see how clean that lenticular is? You don't get clean lenticulars all the time. With Film Arena, I've never had one that hasn't been like phenomenal transitions. But here's where I'm like, I don't know if I should count this or not. This Steelbook came out prior. This did not come out this year. So I don't know if I can technically count it. This release came out this year. This Steelbook did not. So that's where I'm like, did I find a loophole and I can just do this? Or should I just keep these out of contention and it'll be cleaner because of it? I'm not sure. But again, these come with booklets, big, thick boys. And then they also come with a lot of like character cards in here too. But a very cool set. I will slip this right in here. And then since I do have it out, here's number 2, kind of the same box artwork, but I want to say, yeah, different Steelbook. Oops, I'll show it off a little better. Little cleaner. There's Steelbook number 2 there. The weaker of the Steelbooks, but still not bad. And this set is phenomenal. The backs to both of these are different, but the lenticulars are the same. But yeah, just Film Arena, man. Anytime you open up any of their releases, it just feels like you're opening up something of quality, you know? Ugh. Okay, this is what I was afraid of. Like putting everything back, just me wasting time by putting things back. Can't do it. This is going to go right here. This is going to go in here. Let's keep this sucker moving. But I got to put it back in a Malco protector because I want to make sure this doesn't get damaged. Right there. Oh God, this is going on the ground. Huh. There we go. Okay, let's see here. What else? Across the Spider-Verse punches your soul. Loved it. It is a good. It is a good for sure. You love the texture of that box. It's great, is it not? Why have I got a feeling you've got the 6 Superman Collector's Edition box? I did. Oh, I already showed it off. But yeah, I did get that box. Movie Hunter says I should count it. Ooh, if I count, it's gonna have a lot of premiums if I count it. I'm conflicted. I am conflicted. Ooh, speaking of conflicted, I was thinking like this also didn't come out in the US. Do I want to keep this a US release? I don't know. I don't know. I'm all over the place, Movie Hunter. You gotta help me out. But you're saying count it, so I might just count it. That box set is gorgeous. 1000% agree. Another underrated flick. Hashtag warm bodies. Absolutely. You need it. Okay. Actually, one that I totally forgot about, and I'm glad it's in like arm's reach. Another one that didn't come out in the States, but is a premium, but didn't get a big box release. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, Nova Media. This sucker sold out in 13 minutes. One of the main reasons why I don't get super huge into collecting premiums is because that market is insane. You have to have a part-time job just by following every single release, going to individual websites, making sure that you can read the language that the website is in, and being there as soon as it launches. Because if you aren't, you're gonna lose. You're not gonna get what you want anyway. You're gonna pay scalper prices. Again, another cool slipcover. Nice to see a premium steelbook get into the slipcover game. But this steelbook, man, artwork by Mexifunk. That's the main reason why I got this steelbook. It just looks spectacular, does it not? This one's got to be in my top 10 too. I'd love, not just for this either, for multiple reasons, which I will get into in that top 10 video. I will think it's gotta be in the top 10. It's just gotta. But here is the inside. Everything bagel for the disc. This is one of the main reasons why it'll probably be in my top 10. And I'll show you why when I make the video. But it has a lot of movie posters. Like if you've seen this movie, you know there's a lot of like fake movies going on in the different like multiverses and stuff. That's all I'll say. But yes, the movie posters in here are phenomenal. That whole release is phenomenal. Next up, let's do. I gotta get this stack down. Let's continue the train with Lionsgate, a movie that I haven't seen yet, but the premise seems like, hey, that seems intriguing to me. Fall. Do they fall? Are they falling? Will they fall? Who knows? They're on this tall tower. And I love how this is the daytime. This is a good example of a slipcover that doesn't hide a lot. If I see this slipcover, I'm like, oh, hey, I'm intrigued by this. But then you open it up for the first time and it's night. So you know that they at least don't fall for a day because it goes from day to night. Yeah, just the same artwork that's on this is also on this, except nighttime. I like that personally. I also like how we have some different artwork on the inside. Usually it's like this, not this one. We're changing the game. You can put art like this. I don't know. I like it. Lionsgate is just so innovative with their releases. I cannot gush about them enough. Very, very cool stuff. I don't know if it's top 10 worthy, but it's very, very cool nonetheless. And it's cool that like a lot of their original IP movies are getting releases like this. Just love to see it. I love to see it. Gosh, I need to find a different way to stat. Let's do this. Let's push these up. Oh, excuse me. Well, God, we're almost 90 minutes in. I'm running out of room on my table. Let's do you know what? We're gonna do another Lionsgate, and we're gonna do all of these very quickly because this came out in a line this year. These came out first before another one was announced. The Expendables. I only have 1, 2, and 3. I don't have 4 yet. But yeah, and for some reason, this is the only time that I've had a Lionsgate slipcover that has like warped on me. Can you see that? I don't know how or why that happened. It might be like the material this red one is made out of, because the blue and the white don't do this. And like it's having a hard time just like getting out of this sucker. Ugh! But here is the Steelbook for one. The birds were a choice. They're not my favorite. I am a little bit upset that I did go this route because, again, artist Mexifunk does some amazing artwork. And he came out with a very cool Steelbook for Expendables 1 through 4 in one Steelbook set. Looks phenomenal. Want that in my collection, but I already have 1 through 3 on 4K. I don't technically need to get that one. It is what it is. And yeah, just birds. I'm not going to show every single one of these off because it's all just crows. But yeah, if I'm being honest, probably the weakest Steelbook line that Lionsgate has done in recent memory. But those are fun movies. Fun enough, dumb, fun action movies for sure. Thank you, DK, for the follow. Thank you, Tara Pinsky Die for the follow. Appreciate that over on TikTok. Let's do this one. Like this movie quite a bit. Love that it got a 4K. Love the 4K Steelbook that this got a release for. This, my friends, is Training Day. King Kong ain't got S on this Steelbook. Am I right? Got the bullet holes in here. Before Fog City decided to do fog hole aesthetics, or bullet hole aesthetics, sorry. Training Day did it, and it looks great. They did multiple. On the inside, we have some artwork. We got some Denzel and some Ethan Hawke. I don't know. I like how the let's see if I can zoom in here. There we go. You probably couldn't even see that before. The LA street layout is in the background here. Nice added touch. I think this just is a nice clean image. Like it quite a bit. Reminds me a lot of the Mondo Nightcrawler Steelbook with like the city skylines in the background. If you know, you know. I will show that Steelbook off sometime. I want to make a video where I show off all my Mondo Steelbooks because there are a bunch and the majority of them look phenomenal, man. Fog City Steelbook looks amazing, but the movie looks terrible. Thoughts? Candid thoughts? Something I probably shouldn't share on live, but I will. I was I got Kill Her Goats to review. The Steelbook looked phenomenal. The movie was ass. My least favorite movie of the year by a country mile. So when they reached out for Fog City, I want the Steelbook just because it's another Mexifunk one, and I want like every single Steelbook he's made. But I was hesitant to get it, and I ended up not getting it because I don't want to watch that movie. I will never watch that movie. And if there's a movie, I don't have enough space to just have Steelbooks in my collection that I know I'm never going to watch. So that was one where I'm like, I don't think I can get this. But thank you for the offer type of deal. Here, I watched every single one of these movies this year during Spooky Dookie season. I'm a big anthology film person. I love how you can make, if you have just like a nugget of an idea in your brain, not for like a full length movie, but for like a 10-15 minute, very captivating short. That's what these VHS movies do. I watched every single VHS horror movie this year. And besides VHS Viral, I liked every single one of them. They of course, they all have their ups and downs. Each short is going to have like a best and worst. VHS 99, very, very good. Walmart just announced that they're going to have a triple feature Steelbook coming out February, I think, which has 99, 94, and 85 in it. And yeah, those are all great installments. I would highly recommend you have the triple pack. The artwork on the triple feature one is it's okay. A lot to be desired. I love that image. I love the 99 image right there. If I had my ways, I would prefer to have single individual Steelbooks, but a triple feature still isn't the worst idea. And then you got like a grandma right there with the 2Ks. Sporting the year 2000s. Hard to beat for sure. Where should we go next? Let's go. This might be the last Disney Steelbook I have, but I'm not excited about it because it's Disney. I'm excited about it because it's 20th Century Fox. I guess 20th Century Studios, but it's of a property that I have a fun time with. And it's of a movie. It's of a movie that went straight to Hulu. And everyone was yelling from the streets. Give this movie a physical media release. Why doesn't it have one? We would buy it. And I did. And I don't have anything bad to say about Prey. I love this movie so much. I love the director, Dan Trachtenberg. His work on 10 Cloverfield Lane was great. Another franchise that he made the second installment of, but kind of like branched it out into a totally unique thing. Does the same thing with the Predator franchise here with Prey. Takes it all the way back to like Comanche times. Very, very cool stuff. There's two different cuts. Not two different cuts of the film, but you can either watch this in English or a whole bunch of other languages, but you can watch it with the Comanche audio tracks, which is what I did, which has like everything subtitled and everything. But I don't know, my preferred way to watch it. And I just love that this is on 4K. Looks amazing. Steelbook looks great too. The artwork on this sucker, spectacular. When this got announced, again, with all of the other Disney, Marvel streaming shows, I think this sold out very quickly, but they did do a repressing a couple weeks after the original release. I'm hoping they saw these numbers. They're like, oh my God, we've got some money to be made here. I'm hoping more streaming exclusive content gets the Steelbook treatment in 2024. I'm hoping that is a trend that continues. Here's a movie that I hadn't thought about in 15 years. I hadn't thought about at least 15 years. I watched this in elementary school when it came out because I love this movie, and I totally forgot I loved it until I saw this cover for Matilda. This movie slaps. If you have not seen Matilda in a long time, it's great. And fun fact, I have a friend who I went to high school with who is married to the kid in this movie who ate all the chocolate cake. He's like rail skinny these days too. It's very fun to pick his brain about this movie. They only started dating like a year-ish ago, but yeah, Matilda. Very, very fun. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend it. Kind of in vein with like, I want to say Paddington. It's got like some darker elements, but it's got like that feel fun vibes while taking itself seriously. And I don't know. Matilda's a good. That's what I'll say. Matilda is a good. Here's a weird Steelbook release. Here is one that got a Blu-ray release. Paramount is good at this with Wayne's World and with this next one, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. They'll take pretty much the exact same Steelbook and just throw a 4K disc in there. Here is excuse me. There is the Steelbook. A nice image, but it was a nice image on the Blu-ray too. I wish that if this wasn't sent to me, I wouldn't have gotten it because I already had it on Blu-ray. It is nice to have Ferris Bueller on 4K. I just wish, if you're gonna release a movie on 4K that you already had a Blu-ray Steelbook for, at least make the Steelbook different. This is a good Steelbook, but I already had the Blu-ray Steelbook. Tangent over. Thank you for listening. Walmart, once again, they're coming out. I mean, they have their own Steelbook set right now, but before they did that, they came out with like some very original content on Steelbook, not like your big studio fare. They came out with some documentaries, y'all. They came out with a documentary about frickin' Freddy Krueger right here. Hollywood Dreams and Nightmares, the Robert Englund story. This was a great documentary. I'm a big doc head. They also came out with a RoboCop one that I don't have yet that I need to pick up because I want to say it's made by the same company. This is Cinedium. I think they made the RoboDoc one. I'm not 1,000% on that. But this documentary was phenomenal. Love Robert Englund. Freddy Krueger is my favorite slasher villain of all time. So just watching this was fun, and just seeing the life and times of Robert Englund and seeing like where his career trajectory kind of happened before and after Freddy Krueger. Fascinating watch to me. Highly recommend. I do wish that the the documentary Steelbooks were a little bit cheaper. I think that was pushing like $30. Same with the RoboCop one. That's why I haven't gotten that one yet. I $20 is like my my sweet spot for Steelbooks, for like blind buy Steelbooks. I knew I would like Robert Englund, so I picked that one up for 30. But the RoboCop one, if it was 20, I'd pick it up. 30, bit too much. Bit too much for my blood. But one that I knew I was going to pick up 1,000% was the first Steelbook in the Vestron video line, Maximum Overdrive. I had this movie on Blu-ray already. So the Blu-ray is the exact same disc. But I don't own a lot of the Vestron line. I own like 15-ish of them. So I'm hoping this one sold well for them. That's why I picked this up, because I want more. I want more Vestron re-releases in Steelbook form. That way I don't have to pick up the slipcovers and I can just pick up new stuff. I don't think any more Vestron Steelbooks have been announced, but I'm hoping they are in the future, because this is exciting. This is the first horror movie the first R-rated movie I ever watched. When I was like 13 years old, I had a sleepover with a bunch of people, and yeah, my parents finally allowed me to like say, hey, if you want to watch this with your friends, I guess we'll allow it. And this is a dumb, fun horror movie. The only movie Stephen King directed. I can't say I recommend it, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it quite a bit. Here's a newer Steelbook that came out a couple weeks ago. Stand By Me. This is a nice looking Steelbook. Just not a lot to say about this release. Nice poster artwork right here. Nice train sequence right there. On the inside, we have the kids walking on the train tracks. I love how they have original artwork. Not original artwork, but just like stills. It might be from what was on like the cover and the backside, but at least like they're trying. At least it's not just boring text on a disc, which always bums me out whenever that's released. Like I want to say we'll get to more releases that have that, and I'm just like, why don't you put any thought into the disc? You've made a physical media thing. Don't just kind of fart the disc out there. Let's go. Let's do a couple more Steelbooks, and then I'll go to a set. Like I would say we're about 3/5 done with everything that I have. I want to like rapid fire some of these, but I don't want to like overlook them either. Here's another Lionsgate one that I love that has a 4K Steelbook release. Here's Belly. But this is a prime example of being like, hey, this artwork is fine. It does the job. It shows that Nas and DMX are in the movie. Whatever. When I see this on shelves, I'm like, okay. When I see this, I'm like, oh my God, that looks amazing. The whole blacklight scene. That's phenomenal. When I saw this in person, I was like, oh my gosh. Blew me away. Here are the rims. Again, they are masters at like putting circular objects onto their disc. Wheels and rims. And then we had a prison cell on the inside. Okay. Rapid fire for this one. Let's do a rapid fire line here. How about that? More Lionsgate. They came out with this awesome line in October. I love the spines on these suckers. I'll just show all of them off really quickly. Here's Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. Front, back. They all have similar images on the inside. They all have like a picture. And then on this side, a whole bunch of quotes. They put new artwork on the disc. It might be a little bit. Like this might have like the text. At least the text matches what's on the Steelbook. They have different images on each disc. Very cool to see. Made one for Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. They made one for Rob Zombie's Firefly Trilogy. Very, very cool. Oh, you can't even see this, but that's Captain Spaulding. Good stuff. They also came out with one for Saw. This is the exact same discs and everything that came out earlier, a couple years earlier, with this Saw 8 film collection Steelbook. Found this for $7.50 in the Walmart bargain bin. I think they were blowing these out because they knew that they were coming out with these releases. But I prefer the artwork on this line more than that one. So I got this one as well. Some nice, a nice divider in here as well that also like clicks into place. I've never seen one that does that, but all you do is like pop it out a little bit. You can see like a little, can you see that? I think it might be too small. You can't even see that on the camera. It has like a little edge right here that catches on to the lip right here. So it actually like doesn't rattle all over the place. Never seen that before on a divider. Cool to see here. The first one that I bought, because I don't own any of these in my collection, Blair Witch Project and Blair Witch. Just this whole release had a very cool line and aesthetic to it. I knew I needed this one. The only one I didn't get in this set was Leprechaun. I already have an 8-film collection Steelbook set for it. I'm not the biggest fan of the franchise either, so I didn't need to double dip on that one. Here we go. Here's a heavy hitter. This one sold out very quickly. I think they're going to re-release it soon. Got the Oppenheimer. I have this in the Malco Premium protectors. It starts with an A of the material that's made out of. I can't even remember that. I've been streaming for over an hour and a half. My brain is starting to go a little dead. Acrylic, that's what it is. Oppenheimer, baby. Love this release. Had no idea when it released that this was debossed, but that adds so much to this release. Just that little dimension pop right there. So nice. And I'm a huge fan of simplicity in my Steelbooks. Just this should be like hung up in a museum somewhere. I love the simplicity of this. This image speaks 1,000 words. Different pieces of artwork on the discs. Good stuff. And then here you have Oppenheimer. You pretty much have, sorry, this is backwards for me. You have this image pretty much when you take out the disc. I don't know. Very, very, very cool stuff. Was flabbergasted. I did not pre-order it because I like to look at these in store. Sold out very quickly. Didn't see any in a store when I got it. Universal was nice enough to send this to me, and I was speechless when they did. I also like the acrylic protectors that kind of side load over here. Just good stuff. Needed to protect this with my life. One of my favorite Steelbook releases of the year. For sure. Let's see here. That box set is gorgeous. The Thing Steelbook is fire. Your most hyped movies for next year are Deadpool 3 and Terrifier 3. Terrifier 3, I'm excited just because it's set during Christmas, and that Terrifier 2 I was a little underwhelmed with. It was fine. I like the first one quite a bit. It's so simple but brutal. The second movie it takes itself very seriously and adds a lot of lore that doesn't make a lot of sense. But set the third one in Christmas, I'm back on board. Yes, count it. Some of the best steals are foreign releases. As a big Steelbook collector, I feel they need to be counted. Okay, Movie Hunter. You got it, bud. You got it. Huck's in the chat. Awesome. Steelbook Master, go Jake. He's going to be my next guest on Boutique Talk in a couple of days. We're going to be talking Arrow Video, and we're going to be talking more specifically Witness. Watched that for the first time over the weekend, and yeah, I think I already gave my 2 cents earlier in the stream. Acrylic, yes, thank you, Patrick. I was going brain dead. Loved Oppenheimer, even bought the international version with the other artwork. I like this. I like the US artwork better than the overseas one, which just had Oppenheimer looking through a window at the explosion. They're both great, but I like this one a little bit more. Excuse me. Okay. Here's another Walmart Steelbook that hit the shelves that I didn't have in my collection, and it's one of my dad's favorite movies of all time. Smokey and the Bandit. I, honest to God, have not seen this movie in a quarter of a century. It's like I was single digits years old when I watched this. But my dad, even to this day, tries to look like Smokey. Like, he's got a thick boy mustache. He's got the sideburns. He doesn't wear a lot of cowboy hats, but he is a truck driver. He loves Smokey with a passion, man. And yeah, I'm excited to rewatch this sucker, and I can't believe this came out in 4K. I love that it came out in 4K. Good stuff. Where is the acrylic case from? MalcoProtectors.com. Use my code Steelbook Obsessed at checkout and save 10%. Next one. I still have so many Steelbooks to go through. Let's do another Steelbook set. Let's go. Here's one that Lionsgate was nice enough to send me. I have not seen a single one of these movies in this franchise, but this box set makes me want to watch them. This is the Twilight Saga box set. And I will say, I love the material that this is made out of. It is so, you can see it. You can see like the pops, the gloss pops. It looks nice. It's so silky smooth. They came out with a set last year of the Hunger Games. I wish it was made of this material, because that one is nice. Don't get me wrong, but this one, they stepped their game up on their cardboard. They used to come out. They used to come out with sets like the Superman one. They made one for Rambo, which is a work of art. This one's still good too, but I do wish if I had my preference, I would choose ones that have the metal protector, like the metal covering over it, as opposed to cardboard. But for a cardboard set, this is still pretty dang good. Let's just bust through these very quickly. Here's Twilight, front and back. I don't want to spend a lot of time on them, but I will say I do like how, can I show this on camera? The dividers in here go all the way back. They're not just like a little divot right here. It's a complete protection of the Steelbook, which is awesome to see. And they are very tight in here. Like, there we go. There's some sliding out, but these suckers are tight boys. Get out of there. Here is the Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1. That's what it is. Here is Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2. And I'm not opening up all of them, but I will say, like, it's spoiling the movie for me. I did not know that Bella and Edward had a kid. That's bizarre. Let's see if I can get Twilight and New Moon out of here. Like, look at this. I'm visibly shaking, and I cannot get them out. Maybe I won't show either of those. There we go. Here is Twilight Saga New Moon. And here is Twilight Saga Eclipse. If you're a fan of this franchise, it's got a lot of good artwork on it, for sure. And like I said, when I was looking through this, I'm like, wow, these look great. And like, you open up the Steelbook and it has like a little bit of spoilers on the franchise. I'm like, maybe, I don't know. My wife likes these movies. So if I ever watch them again, I'm going to watch them with her. And I don't think she's seen this box set yet. I need to show her this box set, man. What else? Let's do... This is another one that came out over Walmart when they had their new Steelbook set. This is one of the ones. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Front, back. Ooh, this one has the little clip in there too. Are these just more commonly known or commonly... Oh, you can see right there. You can see that there's like a little divot broken in right there. And there's just enough of a lip to like click into place. Very cool. Maybe that's a newer thing, because I don't remember having that in dividers past. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Ooh, here's a cool line. Here's a very, very cool line. This is an example of originality in Steelbooks that I absolutely love, and gives you a reason to buy two different versions of the same movie. And these movies are Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I love how there's a Talokan version and a Wakandan version, and you kind of put them together, have a nice little face-off. This one's done by Dorothea Taylor, I want to say is her name. This one's done by Mexifunk. Both are great. Let's have like a nice quick overview. I want to say these Steelbooks right now are $17.99 at Best Buy because they're not going to sell physical media here. So if you want it, go pick this up because this thing is gorgeous, is it not? Mine's dented to shit. You see that? You see that? Mine is dented so bad. I should just pick up another Steelbook to have it. Saw this one in theaters as well. There's the inside of the Talokan. And here is the inside of the Wakandan. Right there. There's that. Front and back. Inside. And personally, I think I like this version or this sequel better than the original. I think that's a crazy thing to say almost, but I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. I know that's a hot take, but I enjoyed Wakanda Forever. Here's another Sony movie, the third Steelbook I own of this movie, but it's a fun movie. Black Hawk Down. They already had a 4K Steelbook of this, but this added Dolby Atmos to the situation, to the ring. Well, didn't it add something else too? There's a whole bunch of look how many special features are on this sucker. It is loaded. Absolutely loaded. If you like Black Hawk Down, I would think that the one that came out this year would be the one you would want. It's got the better Steelbook at the very least. Here's another part of the Walmart Steelbook set. RLJE. They had a lot of their like catalog titles get the Steelbook treatment. I did not own this movie. No, I owned it on Blu-ray. I think this is still a Blu-ray. But as soon as I saw the artwork on this, I needed it in my collection. I just did. Bone Tomahawk, baby. I love how like your average Grandpa Joe will look at this and be like, oh, a Western with Kurt Russell. Let me get that. That looks great. And they will not have any single idea what is going to hit them because there's not a single ounce of like the horror aspect of this movie coming on in here at all. So they're gonna be like, what? Why is that guy eating that other guy? What's going on? It's I just when I saw that, I'm like, I cannot wait for somebody to like get flashes of horror when they're not expecting it. It's gonna be the best. Let's see here. Acrylic. What's up, everybody? Oh my god, that Smokey is such a hilarious movie. I need to rewatch it, man. I really do. The two movies I'm looking forward to next year are Deadpool 3 and Dune Part 2. I'm excited to rewatch Dune Part 1 because I remember liking it, but thinking it was a little overhyped. Like it's a great atmospheric movie, but I need to rewatch that sucker, and I'm excited to. I tried to order that Malco acrylic protector, and it sold out. No way. Dang. Hopefully coming back in stock soon. I want to put the 4K Steelbook of Blade Runner 2049. Yeah, that would be a good one to do. And I like the acrylic ones because it's like a full 360. I don't like putting the J card inside of there because I like getting the whole 360 aspect in those suckers. Locking swing trays have been around, just more money for companies to choose from. Maybe that's why I haven't seen them. And I guess I don't know how much more extra money would be to add to a release, but it's definitely cool. The cool factor goes up a little bit when that gets added to a collection. Not a cool factor whenever you see the fridge magnets, but a movie I needed to have in 4K. Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm not going to open this up, but here's what the inside looks like. What's this? It's a really crappy design Steelbook. But to each their own. People like that line. It's not for me. Here are a bunch that I can go through super freaking quickly. It's weird that we don't have 5 and 6 out yet or even talked about coming out yet. But we have the 4K Steelbook releases for Rocky and for Rocky 2. I love these movies. So when they got individual releases, knew I had to have them. Here is Rocky 3. And last but not least, Rocky 4. It is weird that 5 and Balboa don't, especially Balboa. Like 5, I can see it not selling that well. You still need to put it out. But Balboa is one of the better sequels. I just don't know why they're missing the boat there at all. Let's see here. What else? Okay, so now we are down to like 30-ish, but I can show off more premiums. Here is one that, if I'm being completely honest, if it wasn't sent to me, I would not have, because I'm not a fan of this movie. But the artwork on Wonder Woman 1984 looks phenomenal. The only way I was going to have this in my collection is to look at the amazingness of this. And I haven't even opened it yet. I don't know if I'll ever open it, but this sucker looks nice. This is number 161 in the Film Arena collection. So there's that. Oh, and this thing weighs like 5 pounds. This is like a weight. This is a brick. Let's go Chicago next. Have not seen this movie. I don't mind musicals. I don't. And I don't know why I didn't watch this one. I think like in classrooms and stuff, we watched a lot more Moulin Rouge than we did ever Chicago. I guess Chicago is more violent, so you wouldn't want to watch that in classrooms. I've never even heard like a good or bad thing about Chicago. I know it won an Oscar, right? Yeah, it won Best Picture, for Christ's sakes. I need to watch it. One of these days I will. Here is the other Scream Factory movie that I picked up. Because it's John Carpenter. And any type of new John Carpenter you're going to throw out there, I'm going to pick up. Here's They Live. Steelbook looks phenomenal too, folks. Love this stuff. And I already have the Blu-ray Steelbook, but if you're going to throw some John Carpenter my way, I'm going to grab it. Love the man, love the director. Very, very fun movie that is just as relevant today as it was when it came out in late 80s, early 90s, something like that. Let's do some Paramount now. For Paramount, this time around, again, copying Lionsgate with the slipcover, but I'm never going to be mad at that. Here's Cloverfield, a movie that I desperately need to rewatch, and I have heard they are making another entry into this franchise, and that one will be a direct sequel to the first one. So it'll give me a reason to watch this sucker. And another, like, it's just odd. I don't hate it, but it comes with a J card and a slipcover. Just an odd move. But here is the front and back right there. And the inside, again, just black letters. Very, very, very boring. Loses some points for me. Not gonna lie. Put some artwork on that sucker. I don't think that's a hard thing to do. But what do you do? What do you do? There's Cloverfield. Let's see here. We're almost at 2 hours on this stream, folks. I feel like I need to like streamline a little bit more, but I'm showing over 100 Steelbooks. I knew this was going to take a long time. Let's do, I think I have 2 more. Nope, 3 more. I have 4 more Lionsgate. Let's get through one of them. This sucker also weighs a good 3 pounds, 3-ish pounds. Here's the Hunger Games 4 movie collection. Cool artwork on this sucker. We have the front and the back. And then I wish this didn't have this, if being honest. They stack the discs. It comes with 4K and Blu-ray, thank goodness, because they go Blu-ray, 4K, Blu-ray, 4K. So at least the 4Ks aren't stacked on top of each other, scratching one another, because 4Ks are very, very scratchy. That you can scratch those suckers by looking at it in the wrong way. Blu-rays, you can fucking chuck those suckers like frisbees and you will be completely fine. So I'm glad that at least there's some protection that way, but I wish they would have had like some type of like folding mechanism or something. They couldn't have had as many discs in here if they did that. I totally get that, but yeah, the only negative I have in this set for sure. Oh, and I forgot to show all of these off in the Lionsgate, but you gotta show off that first pressing right there. I'll show them off in the remaining ones because they're on every single first pressing. I don't think I know I've never bought a second pressing Lionsgate Steelbook, but I've never checked to see if they've said second pressing on them or if they just don't say anything. TG, thank you for the follow. And Giancarlo, thank you for the follow over there. Here's another Steelbook that I didn't need, really. I didn't need this Steelbook because I already have this movie, but it's my favorite movie in this franchise, so I picked it up. Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Very, very good. Nothing crazy about this release at all. Just cheap. It was like, I think I picked this up for $12 or something. Yeah, if it's $12 for a new Steelbook for a movie that I love. Even if I already have the movie, I have the freaking Scream Factory nice box set. But it is nice to have these two. Here's a movie that I absolutely love. And one of the first Steelbooks that came out this year, if I'm not mistaken. Groundhog's Day. My brother's birthday's on Groundhog's Day, so we have seen this movie a lot. And I think this movie holds up like crazy. I think this movie will continue to be a timeless classic and not age terribly at all. Like, the only thing that would age would be like the TV stuff, the reporting stuff. But I mean, people still do that to this day. I don't think reporting is ever going to change. It's just like the technology they're recording with. But yeah, Groundhog's Day. Nice transfer on the sucker to the 4K. Looks great. Yeah, if you like this movie, I'd recommend you picking up this Steelbook. The very first Steelbook to come out this year, though, was for a movie that is okay at best. And that is Black Adam. I don't think I've done this one on swapping slipcovers yet, where I put the American Psycho slipcover over movies. I need to do that. I think it's like the main reason why I got this, and I haven't done that yet. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Steelbook is what it is. The movie is what it is. It's fine. But that's been a lot of like superhero fare now. Like this year, really, is when I'm starting to catch fatigue because they're not doing anything new. It's just like, yep, I'm a superhero movie. What else? What else? I have. Let's do another premium. Let's do a premium. Speaking of superhero movies that don't do a lot, here is one that comes in an amazing box set, folks. Here's one for Ant-Man and the Wasp Film Arena full click. Or one click. One click full box. That's it. That's all they have on the back, but it's kind of apropos for this movie. Number 35. This one has like one of the best lenticulars I've ever seen in my entire life. This one has, look at like different dimensions on this sucker. I hope that shows up on camera because the texture, like the different, there's like 4 or 5 different dimensions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 different like dimension depths in this sucker. I think this lenticular looks great. There's the back. The Steelbook is the same one we got in the States here. We got the Wasp and Ant-Man. I wish it was a little something different. And then we got character cards in that sucker. And we have a booklet right here, front and back. And Steelbook number 2 on this one looks like this one I haven't opened up yet, but I think the Steelbook is the same. It's got the same. Over in the UK, they don't have the title on the spine. They have a whole bunch of like character pictures, which is a choice. It's a very bold choice, but I like this one too as well. 750 of this type were made. I got number 92. So let's put these suckers back. And while I do that, I will read some comments. Nice Hunger Games Steel. Happy the new movie will be a matching Steelbook. Yeah, that's very cool and very good point, Movie Hunter. Kind of gives you a reason to buy both of them, does it not? Let's see here. If Film Arena does it have US currency, because I was looking at the website, I want to say you can do US currency. I'm 90% positive, or you can just do like a conversion rate over on a different website. Another reason why it's like hard to get premium Steelbooks is because it feels like there's a barrier you have to pass, you know? But I do believe so. I do believe you can get a conversion kit pretty easy.
The Expendables 4K Steelbook 1 through 4 have stacked discs too. I know. I like the concept. I just the stacking of the actual media on the inside makes me nervous. If I'm being 1,000% honest. Let's see here. Next up, let's do this one. We saw Scream 3, but also the newest Scream got released. Scream 6. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit as well. I liked it better than 5. Or I guess just Scream. I hate that they just called it Scream. But yeah, I love how the New York side of things is on the Steelbook, very prevalent. Very cool Steelbook as well. It's him like stabbing the Big Apple on the back cover. I don't know. Good movie, good Steelbook. Has the same aesthetic line as all the other ones. It's a win in my book. I'm trying to think like where to put stuff. But we're in the final stretch here. We got like 15-ish more. Haven't opened this one up yet, which kind of stinks. But I wanted this movie on 4K because I don't have it. It's The Big Lebowski. I knew I needed this. I want to say this was on sale for, it was either $20 or $17.99, something like that. So I knew I was going to pick it up just for the 4K alone, and for it to have a very cool new Steelbook. Yeah, I was going to pick that up. No brainer. Next, let's do The Addams Family. A fun watch. Made sense for them to kind of re-release this in a 4K Steelbook with the popularity of Wednesday. I'm assuming when season 2 comes out, that's when we'll get Addams Family Values, which I will be more excited for. I like Addams Family Values a lot more than the original Addams Family. They're both good, but Addams Family Values, man, I feel like that one stands the test of time a little bit more than this, in my opinion. The Thanksgiving of it all, the summer camp vibes of it all, just very, very cool. Also cool. Cliffhanger. Who doesn't like Cliffhanger? Am I right? Fun 90s action flick. John Lithgow as the villain in here. Original artwork once again on the discs. Not a lot to say about Cliffhanger. If you want a fun action flick, this one has it. Oh man, in the first 10 minutes of this movie. Whew! Put you through the ringer. Let's do the last Star Trek Steelbook that I have. All TV show releases. This is Strange New World Season 1. Funny enough, no lenticular on Season 1. Or no magnets like Season 2 had. If I were to get this one, I'd be like, whatever. Season 2 made me really want to watch the show. Season 1 Steelbook release is just like, meh. It's just meh. Let's see here. The Ant-Man and the Wasp is a chunky box set, as mid-level media would say. Yes, it's very chonky, for sure. That one's a chonky. Next up, let's do... I lied. I thought there were only 2 Mill Creek Steelbooks. There were 3. And this one is a very cool release as well. This one is Miami Vice 2006. What's cool about this is that it came with a director's cut that I don't believe was released in the US prior to this release. So again, it's Mill Creek doing something completely different. And I will always give that praise. They're going the extra mile. The unrated director's cut. Yeah, I want to say it's the first time. But it includes the theatrical on here too. I saw the theatrical when it came out in 2006. And I thought the theatrical was just fine. I'm excited to see what the unrated director's cut would bring to the table, for sure. Next, let's do another movie that I saw in theaters that I wanted to like a little bit more. I still liked it, but the aspects I think worked better than the movie as a whole, I'll say. Knock at the Cabin. I like the artwork on this. I will say that. The artwork on this sucker absolutely pops. M. Night Shyamalan, like the master of having very cool ideas, but not knowing how to bring those ideas fully to screen. This Steelbook, though, very, very vibrant. Like it quite a bit. As you can see, I saw this one in theaters with the movie ticket. I don't know. I'd recommend it. The performances in this are good too. It's just, and the ending is good too. I don't know. One of M. Night's better movies, but it still feels like it's missing something to me. Here's a movie I haven't seen, but the Steelbook here, like this is one I definitely wanted to revisit looking at just to see if it would make the top 10 cut. That is Dragon Slayer. I want to say the Steelbook looks phenomenal. Yeah, it's just like, look at that dragon. That dragon looks great. It's popping better on the TikTok feed than it is on the YouTube, which is kind of stinky to say, but it is. We got a big dragon eyeball over here as well. Looking nice. And on the inside, again, just black disc. Do better, Paramount, please. You're coming out with very cool Steelbooks. You're about to cross the finish line. Don't like let anybody pass you by just jogging. You know what I'm saying? Don't take her easy. There we go. But again, this one has a slipcover. It's a cardboard slipcover on a Steelbook. Not my favorite way to protect them. I like the plastic slipcovers a heck of a lot more. But at least this comes with a slipcover, and it's a nice looking one too. I will say that. Let's do another Lionsgate here. This one recently came out this month in December. Young Guns. I think it's a pretty good looking Steelbook, if I do say so myself. Nice wanted poster. But again, the inside is where it is at. And the inside, boom. Look at the detail on that Steelbook. I love the artwork that's on this sucker. There is that. A nice one shot on the front and back is always going to give you brownie points with me. It also comes with a lot of like cards, which these are very cool cards as well. Character cards that are themed is great. And on the back, it does look like a deck of playing cards. Very nice. Physical goodies are, again, another way to get a good bonus. Here is what the artwork looks like on the inside. Again, the discs look great. Lionsgate knows how to leave an impression. Leave like a good impression. Can't say enough good things about them. Next up, let's do I have 3 more box sets. I'll show off one of these. Let's do a Film Arena. This is a Pixar movie that is fine, but the second time I watched it, I liked it more than I did the first. And that is Onward. Again, with the very, very cool lenticular right here. Like the simple artwork that they use on the back with the nice texture pops on the van. And I never got this Steelbook when it came out in the States, so I'm glad I have this. But I'm also glad I have this version because it comes with another cool magnet lenticular on this sucker. Absolutely love. Magnet comes off. Because the Steelbook, the reason why I didn't pick it up is because I thought it was very bland, if I'm being honest. It has just the jean jacket aesthetic. It looks fine. It's just I wanted more. There's so much you could choose from to pick in this, folk world. And you choose a jean jacket? I don't know. The inside's nice. The disc is nice. The artwork on the inside's nice. Just that jean jacket, bold choice. Reminds me of like when they decided to go with the washing machine for Incredibles 2. If you know, you know. And then it also comes, with a booklet and the character cards. That's a cool shot too. I like that picture a lot. Yeah, man, Film Arena. Come out with good stuff. I've made unboxing videos on every single one of these Film Arena releases. So if you want to go back in the archives and look, be my guest. I don't have time to go through everything. Here's a movie that I wanted to love and I just didn't. And it kind of makes me sad because a lot of people were gushing about this movie. They loved Babylon. To me, I think this is Damien Chazelle's worst movie. But it's not bad. It's just it goes on forever and is so self-indulgent. And I know that is the point. It's just at some point you're just like, I get it, dude. The 20s were fucking crazy. I don't know. The Steelbook, though. The Steelbook looks nice. I love the way that looks so much. Yeah, there's Babylon. Can you tell I'm starting to like lose a little bit of steam after being on here for 2 hours and 14 minutes? I hope it's not as like battery depleting as I feel a little bit. But speaking of battery depleting, talked about this movie a little bit already. how it's my least favorite movie of the year so far. Here, my friends, is a pretty cool looking Steelbook release. If I can get all this crap off, my goodness. Here is Kill Her Goats. Beep boop beep boop. I love the embossing and debossing that they have on this sucker. Embossing of the girl, debossing of Kane Hodder as the main villain, and he's just totally boring and uninteresting. Here's the front and back. Again, not a bad looking Steelbook, just a very terrible movie. Disc artwork. Again, everything about the physical goodies on this sucker are great and over the top amazing, I will say. I love seeing that type of stuff, especially come from like an independent studio like this is. I wish I could get 1,000% behind it, and I can't. I can't. And I hate to say that, but I can't. But that is Kill Her Goats. Let's quickly move beyond this one. I know that that first Steelbook sold well for them too. It's just, gosh. I'll stop talking about that. Let's go to some of your comments. Strange New World Season 2 Blu-ray Steelbook did not get the magnets either. Only the 4K did. Oh, I didn't realize there was a Blu-ray and 4K. Is the Blu-ray Steelbook the exact same? Just the 4K had the magnets. That's an interesting choice. You just pre-ordered the Dragon Slayer reprint Steelbook. It's a nice looking Steelbook for sure. And I'm assuming Movie Hunter is laughing at Kill Her Goats. That's what you got to do. You got to laugh through the pain. Here is a Steelbook that looks great. Love the original artwork they did on this. I think this sucker pops like crazy. Get off my plane. Harrison Ford. Look at that artwork, man. I absolutely love the way that looks. Here's a shot of the back here. And one negative I gotta say, no inside artwork. Not top 10 worthy for me. You were doing good, and then just dark navy blue in the back. You even had like some artwork on the 4K and Blu-ray. You're doing so well. And again, quitting at the finish line. Just starting to huff and puff at the worst time. Let's see here. Ooh. Can't believe I haven't shown this one off yet. This movie, I also talked about on my podcast, Boutique Talk, and it's a great movie. We talked about the second sight version of this movie, but Dark Sky also came out with a 4K transfer with a very cool slipcover and an original poster artwork Steelbook for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This transfer is more grainy than the second sight one, but you might want some grain in your Texas Chainsaw. It's a very gritty movie, so that makes a lot of sense. It's also packed to the gills with very cool stuff on the inside. I think this is a reversible poster, if I'm not mistaken, and it has the artwork that's on the slipcover, so I will show you. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so there's the original poster artwork, but it also comes with that eyeball, man. I love the slipcover on this sucker. So detailed and cool looking. And only the Steelbook comes with the poster artwork. So if you're on the fence on which one to pick up, at least you get both types of artwork on the Steelbook. And I love how clean this looks. The back, wish that there was something, that there was anything on the back, not just white. But it looks clean, I guess. I don't know if I want this movie out of any movie to look clean on the back. It's got to have some grime. Like even if you just had a chainsaw on the back, or just like the meat hooks or something just dangling with the white. I guess I don't know a lot of like white backgrounded images you could think of with Texas Chainsaw. Maybe that's why they didn't decide to do it. I don't know. There's so many iconic shots that you could choose from with this movie. Just not having anything is a little bit of a bummer. And so it's putting it in this freaking bag. This is why I like the Malco protectors. I just don't have enough for every single one of my Steelbooks. The bag with a slipcover is not a good combo. So there we go. Finally got that solved. I have 3, 4, 5 more things to look at. Let's do another box set, shall we? And I'll save a Film Arena for last. But for right now, The most innovative Steelbook release of the year, because I didn't see it coming. No one saw it coming. I guess you might have. John Wick gets a lot of releases. But when this release is in a retail store, this was in Best Buys. This thing's amazing. This is a replica prop of the book that was in John Wick Chapter 3. And the cool thing about this, like you open it up, it's a book. It's got pages. It's got like 6 or 7 pages in it. And you keep on flipping through the pages. It's got a table of contents and everything. But you flip to the last page and you see that's a stash book. It's a stash book that hides Steelbooks. It's very, very cool. I'll show off the Steelbooks one by one. Here is John Wick Chapter 1. Again, on the inside, at least we have like some of the different coins for the discs. Very nice. And although, they didn't include slipcovers like Lionsgate normally does to kind of not scratch the Steelbooks in the stash book, in between each Steelbook, they did give you a picture. And I want to say that this specific picture was in the stash book in Chapter 3. So a very, very cool choice by them once again. Here is the Steelbook for Chapter 2. Red. The back. There is the inside. Picture number 2 is of the doggo, because of course it is. You got to. Like, that's the main reason why this whole franchise is what it is. You killed my dog, I'm gonna kill you. And then finally, we have John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, in a nice pink. And it's not even like black. It's like a dark navy blue. Just, I don't know. Very cool choice on this sucker. I like the Steelbook. I love the originality, and I love how this is like a set that you can display, and people will look at it and be like, "What's that?" And then you have like a fun story to tell them. Oh, I didn't show off the spines of any of these. That's what they look like on here. The same type of font for each and every one of these. Just very, very cool stuff. And I think it's safe to say you'll probably see this in my top 10, just because there's like not a lot of anything like this innovation wise out there for physical media releases in general, let alone Steelbook releases. Very, very cool stuff to see. Okay. Did a Lionsgate. Let's do another Lionsgate. Another Lionsgate that for me didn't get enough love. This, I've said a lot of these are a work of art. This one, The Man Who Fell to Earth, looks phenomenal. Have not seen the movie yet. But this Steelbook, oh my God, it's just cosmic, man. It looks great. Looks so from another world, which makes sense. Like, they understood the assignment here. I will take the disc out so you can kind of see what the image looks like there. I don't know anything about this movie. This was like the blindest of blind buys. I would have never bought this movie if it was in regular packaging. But because it came in a very, very cool looking Steelbook, I paid the $21.95 or whatever the hell it was. There's a lot of different like interviews on this sucker too. I literally know nothing about this movie, but the artwork made me want to pick it up. Here's a movie from Sony that I haven't thought about in a very long time, and I only remember one scene from this movie, and that is of Catherine Zeta-Jones. If you know, you know, and I was of the right age to where I will never forget. Mask of Zorro. Very, very nice. Like, this one also understood the assignment. Plays the hits on the Steelbook. Very, very cool. 2 more left, people. We're almost done. If you're still here, I'm shocked. But thank you. Here is one for a movie that I already own, but the artwork looks great on it. I wish it was a 4K. I wish it gave me like another reason to pick it up. It did not. But here is House of a Thousand Corpses. They came out with this and another like collector's set that had a whole bunch of goodies on the inside. but I'm a Steelbook guy. And I love the artwork that's on this Steelbook, man. Nice and demented and messed up. Just like Rob Zombie intended. Love the artwork on this sucker. Love the artwork that's on this Steelbook, on the inside, on the discs. Just a whole bunch of like, oh my God, this is messed up. Messed up imagery. That's what Rob Zombie does best. That's what's on this Steelbook too. And I like it quite a bit. But we finally made it, folks. We have one more left. One more release. And I gotta say, this, I never picked up a Steelbook for this movie. Not because I didn't like the Steelbook, because I thought the movie was just okay. But there's a part 3 and a prequel coming out next year. So I know I'm going to rewatch this movie, and I'm glad that I have this phenomenal release of it in my collection. 277 out of 500 copies of A Quiet Place Part 2. And the only release that I know of that has like double lenticulars and dimension pop lenticulars, front and back. Very cool to see. This also has a nice lenticular magnet on it. These are the lenticulars that I like. The dimension pops one that just kind of like don't like this is just okay to me. I've never really understood why you would just do like the one image. Do like the transition, because the transition pops like crazy. That's how I prefer my lenticulars. But this is the exact same Steelbook that got released a few years ago, back when the movie came out. Love how the trees are sound waves. Very cool. On the inside, we have some artwork. Nice artwork there. Very plain Jane discs. For shame you do that. Comes with a collector's card. Comes with all the other collectibles that we've seen in Film Arena releases past. Let's see here. There was the pack, or the booklet. Sorry. There's the booklet. Here is the packet of collector's cards. And there we go. Okay, everybody. We did it. We did it. We got through. I don't know how many Steelbooks that was. I definitely lost count. I know for a fact over 100. I want to say, if you count every individual Steelbook, like everyone that's in the sets and whatnot, I want to say there was like close to 110 Steelbooks that we talked about. And I have my work cut out for me to pick from this stack all the way to the top 10. I think a couple more of these cemented themselves as my favorites, but there's still like 2 or 3 that are up in the air for me. And I don't know how I'm going to pick, but I have them all out. I'm not going to put them away until my top 10 is complete for sure. Of course, we are here. You had us at Steelbook. Absolutely, man. We definitely need more big box sets, especially with Steelbooks. I'm losing my mind. I'm sorry. I would definitely buy them. I love Steelbooks. I did not pick up very many Steelbooks this year. I wish I would have. They're expensive, and they get very pricey very quickly. So I totally get it. I'm definitely thinking about picking up that John Wick box set instead of the Jurassic Park Steelbook. Yeah. If you don't own any of the John Wicks, that stash book is, I would pick it up. It's very good. There's only been one good Jurassic Park movie. I don't need 5 more in a fancy case. I will never watch them. I have 1 through 5 and like just an individual Steelbook. That's enough for me for that franchise. But I know a lot of people like Jurassic Park franchise. I would definitely do John Wick over Jurassic Park. Is that controversial? I don't think it is. That's a lot of steel, sir. It definitely is. I have a hard choice to make. I'm glad you don't have to choose the top 10. You should, though. You definitely should. You definitely need to pick up that John Wick Steelbook box set instead. Agreed. I'm glad we can both agree on that. The new Lord of the Rings Steelbook is awesome. Yeah, my latest video that I made, I showed off one of my Holy Grail pieces that I finally got in the collection that I'm very excited for, which is this one right here. I got the Lord of the Rings Steelbook box set. Literally have been hunting for that ever since it came out. Sold out very quickly. Didn't go overseas to get it like I could have. I wanted to find it, and I finally found it. And I'm so happy to have that. One more Holy Grail checked off. Feels good. Feels good. Love me my Steelbook sets, guys. But we have officially been going for 2 hours and 30 minutes on this stream. That's going to call it a day for me. I got to wake up early tomorrow. Had a blast with all of you on here. Thank you for going through every single Steelbook I picked up this year. If you liked this, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to share this, because this took a lot of effort to put together. So if I'm going to do it next year, I want this video to do kind of okay, at least to get some good feedback on it at the very least. So if you could kind of push this, share this, all that type of stuff, highly would be not recommended. I see I'm losing my mind already. The live stream fog is real on my side of things. So I think that's just time for me to cut loose and everything. Had a great evening, everyone. I hope everybody had a great evening. Hope you had a great night, day, whenever you're watching this. Thank you very much. Next episode of Boutique Talk will be in a couple of days, where I'll talk some Witness, Arrow Video. And then a week after that, we'll talk about all the Steelbook sets that I have. So if you love Steelbooks, stay tuned. But thanks again for watching. And until next time, I'll see you.